So I was thinking if I'm gonna take this guy like with a wizard on my back, I I need some buffs because I mean a giant eagle is a cool form,
Mm.
but it's just a CR1 creature. I could be shot out. I I could be shot out of the sky very easily.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I could put greater invisibility on someone, and I don't think there's a restriction of size, so... Imagine
I
that.
said,
Get
by
to
the way, I
shield
did
big
pick
time.
that up recently.
Pardon?
I just said I did pick that up too, but it was not prepared, I think.
Fantastic. You could just both be invisible and fly around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think that both would need to be on invisible because,
Would just look weird if you were like riding it.
It's like
yeah,
Wonder Woman,
it's,
you know?
you still are become a target, so it's yeah, it's risky.
Yeah, Wonder Woman looks weird every time.
Yeah,
It
it
does.
does. But I was thinking it may be better. Yeah, well, I could think yeah, going invisible would be fine, but you don't need to necessarily go greater invisible because greater invisible only lasts like a minute, and travel time tends to last way more than that.
Yeah, I mean, we could do standard invisibility on Cole, because standard invisibility drops as soon as you attack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, however you wanted to go about it, but yeah.
I won't be attacking. I'll just be flying around.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I mean that's kind of limited. Like, what's it going to do?
He's going to fly around and allow you to attack whoever you need.
Yeah.
Large groups of people.
Yeah, but you know he's invisible, but I'm not.
I mean, that's why we could put greater invisibility on you, standard invisibility on Cole, and...
I mean, see, it wouldn't be targeted, but well, we should kind of, I guess, get on the same page as far as tactics. Because I'm still thinking like we'll, you know, haha, you'll never get mighty wizard or whatever, and then retreat, quote unquote, into the forest, and hopefully like drag a bunch of them with us.
Yeah.
It,
I mean-
that's what I'm picturing, but I feel like we're not on the same page there.
Okay.
I mean, a heavily forested area catches fire pretty. So, with your fire balls.
We
and
discussed
walls-
before, we're not burning down the forest.
Okay.
We're not going inside the forest, because that's
I don't
really
I
home
don't love
turf.
animals. I don't love animals that much, but I do love the ecosystem.
Mm.
That's fair.
How to keep that intact.
Yeah, I think that
It's also an
It is
inherently
relatively
evil
good
thing to do.
druidry. I don't know what is inherently evil, but it's
It's
certainly
like burning
reckless.
down a town just to kill the invading bandits. It's like,
Yeah, it's extremely reckless and extremely hasty, I would say.
Yeah.
we're certainly not going to be like, oh, you're the guys who burned down an entire forest. Yeah, they kind of hate us now.
Yeah, that would be true too. It would definitely have very negative effects on your reputation.
Reputation.
You have a, I would say, decent reputation overall among the regular populace.
I mean, I feel like, do they not like us for saving
Marcel,
them or
Mike.
whatever?
God damn it, it's really bad today. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Velaki does not hate you. A lot of the people in Velaki like you a lot.
The
Barovia
victors of the
Village are not as positive because you took away their source of like,
Drugs.
drugs, really.
And I believe you said something about the nobles not liking us because...
Oh yeah, the nobles don't like you, but I just figured you wouldn't care. It's the
Yeah.
nobles.
They'll rethink that tune when I become mayor. Yes. When I'm running for mayor.
The governess.
Indeed. Which is also a, like, end ending sort of story for one I'm thinking of, like possibly becoming a Mayo and just retiring. That's like a retirement plan for the character. Anyway, so what kind of plan are we doing? Are we going to just literally run out and attack? Are we going to set up some defenses? What's?
Yeah, as far as I would need to know what happens after your long rest, or rather, actually, I don't even necessarily need to know because I kind of have a general, or more accurately, I have everything set up to account for what you guys will do unless it's something absolutely insane, like going to a different dimension. But I don't think you're doing that right now.
So this is where the traditional, ranger with like 600 feet bow shots would be fantastic right now. But
Well,
Just imagine this being like a epic battle where it's like there's that the music in the background's a woman just going ah, and it's all in slow motion, and everyone's just getting cut down one by one.
Yeah.
Oh no. Well, I am still suggesting like do the attempt to. I guess if they don't follow us from like the place, make a new plan. That's what I would suggest. Just hit them fast, like drop 2 fireballs on them, and then run away and hope.
Yes.
There's like a
Um,
pile of guys.
I think
Not sure that'll work, honestly.
yeah, I think it was Mark's suggestion
really
that
open
we
to
could. Oh, sorry.
No, you first.
Yeah, I think it was Mark's suggestion to see the kind of map we're dealing with, like. To
Yeah,
plan.
I'd like to know what the natural terrain is. The tactician in me wants to see if there's any way we can use that. I.e., if there's like a valley or some kind of natural choke point, defensible position of sorts. I played a lot of Total War too.
Yeah, I was just thinking of Total War when you were saying that too.
I can
Just so you guys know,
prepare-
you don't know exactly what happens throughout the night. I'm gonna let you guys know that. So things may change. Trying to get I won't give too much away, but as far as what you guys last saw, were before you guys all like went to sleep at the camp with the Were Raven family, was the reinforcements that came in from the south, from Yester Hill, kind of, I would say, re-seized or recaptured the winery and began looking through it for either you all or for just looking around in general. That's what Cole saw in his great eagle form.
Great.
And then yeah, that's it. You don't know anything beyond that, so the thing maybe.
I've got an idea. I could call in backup from hell.
Oh yeah, we
I've
could
got
also-
divination.
Something a demon. You don't look like
No,
a
no,
demon.
devils. They'd be devils, not demons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, same ballpark, just different. But yeah, I've got divination, which allows me to do something with.
No,
top-
that's a crazy spell and fun for me. Both fun, quote finger, and fun. Depending.
Yeah, I just thought. Oh wait, do I have the incense and a sacrificial operation? Okay, so I've got the incense. I need to sacrifice
You need to sacrifice what?
someone.
Who's
It could be
Volunteers?
someone, it could be something. I think if you
Yeah,
did
I
it
know,
like,
I know.
like an animal, it would probably work.
Okay,
Yeah.
but before you do that, shouldn't we like agree on the plan?
I'm pretty sure you already sacrificed the prisoner we had before anyway. You
Well,
just
this
straight
would
up
be an
executed him.
information gathering thing, so that he could ask. I don't know what he's going to ask specifically, but that would determine what kind of information he's gathering. I figure he's gonna ask like, what are our enemies up to, kind of thing. So
Well,
that would.
what I was hoping was because I'm kind of breaking the mechanics of the spell by, I guess, asking the I guess it would be a devil that would show up, like, and I'd be like, hey, could we maybe get some guys up here? We're about to get really messed up.
You could also get Rick and the other girl.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. As far as what you're thinking, those are good ideas. But as far as specifically, I have an idea of what I can do with the agent, the servant that comes into contact. That's not a problem. I got that already. I get an idea for that. I think will work well. But yeah, as far as what the results will be, I can't tell you, and I won't. But we shall see. It depends on if you're just looking for information or if you're trying to relay a message. Like, if you look at specifically what it can be, you have to ask a single question concerning a specific goal. So, I guess, yeah, that would include, could you get some reinforcements?
Yes.
But, I mean, that's a possibility.
It's technically a question.
I don't know if it will yield the results you're looking for.
Yeah,
but
because-
I think asking more direct questions would actually really be better in terms of
It's more.
information
I think
gathering.
it's more like asking him, "Is there any hope in victory?" or something along that lines of a question.
Yeah, or where are our enemies, or where are our enemies be here, there, or wherever, that kind of thing. Or we
'Cause-
would succeed, or any number of things. Yeah.
Yeah, because I could also do the speak with dead, the thing that I did at the cemetery. I just need to find a corpse that's. Yeah,
I mean,
within 10.
that would be difficult to do because you would have to go back to the winery, like pull a druid corpse or something. I mean, that'd be
Okay.
the only type of humanoid that you'd be able to
I
get
guess
a hold
we
of.
could try to capture someone in the middle of the night, like try to ambush one of their
okay.
patrols or something.
Hear me out. We killed someone, and they essentially go down there. Okay, so, all right, give me a second. I'm gonna smoke a cigarette. I think I'm onto something. All I need would be diamonds worth 300 gold pieces, which that might be a problem.
I have a diamond.
I got plenty of them.
Yeah, we've
Oh,
got a couple
perfect.
diamonds.
Okay, I'll be right back. Let me.
I
Oh
was
God,
kind of saving
this
it
is
for
this
a
is gonna.
resurrection spell, but yeah.
Would Rictavio and Esmeralda?
Yep.
Would they be interested in helping us with something like this?
Um,
And we on kind of a timetable here.
I don't think we are.
I
That's
mean,
what I was.
I would actually not say that you're really that much rushed. I mean, you're rushed as much as you want, how quickly you want to get the seed back. Yeah, that's about it. This does not have anything to do directly with Shroud, as far as you guys know. So,
It's a
I mean,
suit.
you do have a time limit in terms of, like, some of your demonic dealings, but nothing so pressing that it would affect what
Yeah.
you're doing within a short period of time.
I
a couple
think
days.
at the worst case scenario, the army could find the were ravens and kill them, but
I mean, but
Oh, yeah.
that would happen anyway.
no, it wouldn't happen if we immediately acted and saved them.
Or if you got them elsewhere. I mean, you could always like relocate. You
I
could
mean,
go
they,
back to
they
Crest.
seemed quite content not to leave, so.
I mean, if they see like the trees literally moving to attack, I'm sure they could be.
Yeah, they did not see a show of force of that.
I was more thinking like the seed is at the winery, right? They're going to find it at some point. Probably
No,
don't
no, no,
want that.
That's a possibility. They were looking for it.
Yeah, I thought they found it.
um,
I thought the one she had was the one they had.
What specifically is that there were 3. They had kept one here at the winery. There were 2 others in 2 other locations. But you don't know where the one from the winery is. If it's still there, or if it got
Oh.
taken.
So
Um,
we're not under the assumption that the Baba Yaga has the
Actually, I think I said. Oh yeah, I'm gonna change it to they. They do know that they ran off. They found it. They dug it up. It was Baba Vasega and like her scarecrows were
Yeah, because I thought that
got the
that was
seed
the one.
and what. Yeah, actually, you guys don't have any. You don't have any. I mean, that's the one you're responsible for, but you don't have any in your possession.
And we were sending the bird guys off to go find.
Yeah, I think you guys went to. I said the Serapool, because there was one in their possession, and then there was also one at Brez or whatever it's called. That's what it's called. Yeah, Burez. But yeah, none of you don't know what it's being used for, but you do know, yeah, that you are right now that there is a seed in their possession. So,
We're also
the
kind of
reinforcements kind of came to kill you more than anything.
we're also kind of forced to stay here because the other were ravens went off to their mission to grab a seed or something, and they're expected to come back here.
You're not necessarily, of course, you're never forced to do anything, but you are, essentially by circumstance. If you leave, it definitely endangers them.
Yeah.
You could try relocating them and then heading out on your own. I mean, they don't necessarily know. I mean, you don't know. They do know. But if they did, why would they not?
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, it could be that they were just looking for the seed, and they didn't really care about the occupants.
Right.
It's not like they're on a mission of just murder. They were in a murder of on a quest of obtaining this power instead.
Alright, I'm back. So, I've got an idea. I doubt the other characters would like it, but as opposed to pulling a messenger from hell, we could send a messenger to hell.
So like.
Are you suggesting we kill one of us?
Yeah, and I'm assuming it kind of works like a minute on the material plane is like a long time in the, I guess, in hell or whatever.
I would take it that way. Yeah, I agree with that idea that if you were to kill someone, if they wouldn't leave your body immediately, it's going to linger a bit. But you're right that it is going to have a decent amount of time. But I mean, the only thing I could think of though is like, how would they down there or wherever that might be get to someone of influence and power? Like, how could they get to someone where they could ask a request or something?
Hmm
If,
They would need something from me showing that.
That's true.
Yeah, and the only thing I can think, I don't have like a signet ring or anything like that. I just have a
You should have
prayer
some-
book.
Yeah, you should
I have
have
my,
some holy symbol, I think.
I mean, I've got my holy symbol, but I would need that to. I don't know how that would work with me placing the holy symbol on the person, and then they take that with them.
I mean,
Like, I would need that to cast Revivify.
literally
Right.
to kill the person, you could like carve their skin up into the shape of that holy. But
Yeah.
that's just
question. So the guys who we made deals with, were they devils or?
They were technically devils, yeah. They
So,
weren't demons. I just
if you were
was
to-
using the term interchangeably.
You said if we made a deal with them, we like knew their names and kind of met. them.
Okay. Yeah, I get where you're going, but the hard part. I mean, I get that. It's just that there's no guarantee that you would be able to convince them that they to come and do anything. They already kind of
Yeah.
know what they wanted by getting
Yeah,
out
no.
of their prison.
But
Yeah,
if
you're just
you
some
were-
guy that made a deal with them.
If you were to meet them, would they be able to point you in the direction of, say, Hades or whoever it was that you were?
Um,
Oh no, we're not going to the top. We're going to like a lower
why
level.
Why would they
Yeah,
be
we're not gonna-
inclined to help someone who's just basically like ghetto plane shifting by killing them?
yeah, I kind of have to agree that these are pretty selfish creatures by nature. Like they're going to be.
Like it's a fun
Really
idea, but I
caring.
just
I mean-
don't see like the point where you
We can
would
offer them the
have
souls of
any-
the enemies.
They do like souls.
Yeah.
That
I
is.
was gonna say we could bring a
I mean, who
sacrifice,
doesn't? Yeah, but hmm.
'cause, I mean,
But
that-
also, it would be on behalf of me there, and I kind of like work for them.
So,
I mean, it would be a little weird for you religiously, I would think, for you to start
Murder someone and then
I
yeah,
mean, is it
that'd be
possible
that would
you
be a
could be the
problem.
one who dies and we could revive you?
how would we do that?
I mean,
I mean, can you cast Revivify?
when I'm dead. No,
you could teach it to someone else, isn't it like an intelligent spellbook sort of thing?
No, not in his
Isn't
case.
cleric?
it would
like,
be
isn't
wisdom.
Cleric and wizards different, like their spell.
Yeah,
books?
exactly. That's
Yeah, intelligence versus
There are
wisdom.
essentially 3 different types of schools. They used to be 2, but I'm considering them 3 here.
I mean,
Got like nature magic, like druids and rangers. You got divination not divination, divine magic, which would be like clerics and paladins, and then you got arcane, classic arcane magic, which would be wizards and sorcerers and kind of warlocks. Sort
okay.
of.
So if everyone like arguing who's it going to be, I'm like one will like essentially volunteer. So I'll go, but we still need to figure
Oh.
out the plan of who, of how we're going to get their support. I mean, I'm a pretty persuasive
yeah, that's
person,
like
but
step
it's,
one.
I mean, we
Actually,
got step one down,
I-
kill me, and
I've got.
Lucian was definitely gonna volunteer. Yeah, no, Lucian would volunteer first
ah,
to do that.
I mean, this is like a sort of a, I don't know.
Like he would
No,
insist.
It's pretty fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, okay, I was about to say something mean. Like, this is sort of an underpants gnome situation, you know? Step 1, kill myself. Step 2, question mark, question mark. Step 3, get
Profit.
devils to help us.
Yeah. I will have to. I don't know how to get you between being dead to getting you to a devil that would be willing to help you. I mean, that's the thing. Like, you're essentially asking for help from terrible creatures.
yeah.
Like some of the most evil things around.
Yeah.
I mean, Lucian's pretty evil
Could
right
I-
now. He
I've
could
got-
he
I've
could
got-
make a deal with the devil.
Yes, that's
I've
true.
got an idea. So, I'm not going to just go out and say that in my past, the devil may owe me a favor. Is that something that I could possibly roll for? 50-50? Or however you want to do?
Well, you can
Yeah,
owe
I mean,
him a
yeah,
favor
you
for
can-
that.
You can do it either way. I mean, you can have it be the essentially roll for it with probably heavily weighted toward
Failure?
you owing them is more likely. I think that especially in the case of a I'm talking about Hades specifically here, and kind of like not necessarily the impetus for you're following up them, but more so like an additional task given to you that even above and beyond what
to
others,
pay for the favor. Yeah,
yeah.
that's not so bad.
Mm.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's one possibility, but I mean, the divination route is actually way more. While it will might yield a more vague answer, it is also guaranteed to work to some extent. Like, it's a way more likelihood of getting it's like lower risk, lower cost, whereas the other idea is way higher risk and potential of getting nothing out of it. And yeah, I mean that's something that could happen. Because I mean, depending on who, I don't know if it would really make sense for you to willfully kill someone. You're almost making a mockery of death if you're doing it like that. Unless you're
That is
maybe
true.
yourself, I would think that would be a bit more reasonable, relatively. Like, you're giving up more. and it's not such a bastardization. But just like killing someone and saying I'll bring you back in a minute, like it's just
Yeah, that does kind of go against the whole grave cleric
yeah.
mindset and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, you're being you're trivializing it in a way that is, I would say, very contradictory. If you were like a death cleric or an evil cleric, then I would say that's perfectly fine. But a grave cleric is a bit different, and what their goals are. They're the chief force against the undead, against anybody else, compared to any other like group of people.
Yeah, to quote the actual book, they're the sentinels between the boundaries of life and death, and me killing someone and bringing them back, that would be messed up.
Yeah, it'd be pretty much an exploitation of the privileges you have.
Well, you can still pray to them and ask, I guess, but it's...
Yeah, I was saying, the divination thing is guaranteed to, work, because you haven't casted it more than however many times. But I'm just saying, it will not necessarily give you
the result we're looking for. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing to lose by trying it. It's like,
yeah,
let's just see what happens.
yeah,
with that plan.
at least on the divination side of things. On the kill side of things, it's time.
It goes against. I mean, that just goes against my character and his thing. So I'm throwing that idea out the window already.
Yeah, I think that roleplay wise, it really undermines you, and it
Yeah,
would be.
Does say about getting the throat slit.
Yeah, it'd also be traumatizing over with the recipient, no matter what.
Oh yeah, no,
which
hell,
is
it's not
why
fun.
I volunteered one. She's the least useful in combat, really. It's yeah.
Yeah, I can kind of get that, but I mean, you only would be gone for a minute in our time because you only have the only means of revival you have from Michael's perspective, as far as I know, is
Revivify, which is within a minute of someone dying.
yeah, as opposed to like raise dead or resurrect and all other stuff, which is more complicated, more time consuming. I mean, and you guys don't know if you're at all on a time limit. You don't know, as of the stuff you said you wanted to do and the rolls you've made, you don't know whether the enemies are even still at the
Vineyard,
the winery.
Yeah.
They went to the woods looking for you. You don't know anything in that regard. You just saw that's where they were last time, and now you all are back at the camp, resting and
We're
making.
just... I mean, we're trying to find the seed off them. I thought we were attacking the camp of some kind of theirs.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I thought the goal specifically, as far as you guys would win the situation, would be if you recovered the seed, and you know that it's at Yester Hill. Like those are two things you know, or at least the last seen place it was there, and I'll just have a little bit of a slight retcon or slight additional bit of information, is that there have been more blights coming out of coming from the direction of Yester Hill at like an expedited rate since they got the seed. So maybe there's something there as far as why they might have wanted it. But yeah. I think I already have a great idea. I have a perfect way to do the whole servant messenger angle on divination if you want to go that route. You just have to be very sure what question you want to ask.
Yeah, I don't know what that question would be yet.
Should we, guys, not to boomerang it back too much, we should agree on a plan first. I feel like that would be inform Mikhail's question. Do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The objective is to grab the seed, so we could try sneaking inside first of all, and if that fails, we could fight to the seed and then retreat. Is that an okay
That's
plan?
what I was thinking. That's pretty much exactly what I expected.
Yeah.
You guys would probably come out of the woods from where you are now, look and see if there's anybody, what's going on at the winery, since it's between you and your destination. You would find out whatever you need to find out, and then you would either sneak around, fight your way through, probably sneak around.
How about this? We can like distract them and try to pull them in a different direction while you sneak past, and then we kind of circle around. How does that?
that? I mean, yes, that seems like a valid strategy on its face, but I just not telling you that outright what's going to happen. But there's no guarantee at all that they would all leave. That there might be leave like a contingent either behind or something.
No, I mean sure, but like basically what we have here, we here, and we have this roadblock of forces right here, and we want to get to here, right? That's how I understand the situation. So what I'm proposing is party is pushing here, and the eagle bomber is like sweeping over the binary and then kind of pulling to the left and hoping like draw their attention this way.
Yeah, that does make sense. Yeah, it is fairly foggy as it is usually, but you guys notice that relative to many other places in the world that you've been to, it seems like the fog is very strong here. You're not only like near the edge of Shroud's domain and thus close to the very imposing wall of fog, but in general around Yester Hill and this area, like this, I'll just draw like a box or something, really quick. Like while you've been within like this radius, not really a radius, but this area, you notice that the fog has been stronger, and it limits visibility more so than in other places. So it would both make sneaking more advantageous, but it would also make reconnaissance more difficult to do. But I did say that Cole had at least 100 feet of vision, so I will keep him that. Keep giving him that from his police that we had before. It may change slightly, but I'm not going to take like all of it away. So yeah, it would be you, like the eagle person, and then Darius, if that's what the guy you're talking about. In terms of he'd be there, and then he would go on top of them, and then
the infiltration team goes in.
Yeah, either like throw down some fireballs to cause a distraction, or at least get information like what they are doing and where they're going, and whether or not anybody is tailing the party otherwise.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. I mean I can't deny that. That's a perfectly valid idea.
Okay.
So, what then would be the question that Michael would want to ask either their deity or a servant of their deity?
Will you lend me your aid?
Well, yeah, I would say this is the situation we're getting into. Knowing that this is important to the mission that you sent me on, will you be able to send in help?
Okay. Yeah.
Go ahead and burn that slot.
Yeah, if that's what you want to go. And by the way, you don't have to cast it as a spell. You can cast it as a ritual, which means you spend 10 minutes doing it, and then you don't. You have to spend the materials, but you don't burn a spell slot.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
I don't even have to have it ready?
You do need to have it prepared. That is the thing that almost everybody has to do. I think there's one exception that I can't.
Wizards are the exception.
Right. Wizards are the exception. If they have it in their book, they can cast a ritual at any time they want.
Okay. Well, that takes off Guardian of Faith for divination.
You're correct in that you would have to switch out a preparation, however you wanted to do that.
Did that cost us anything?
And
we didn't spend a
then-
diamond, did we?
No, we did
Okay.
not spend something that expensive. You just spent.
Found a goat or something and sacrificed it.
No,
in
not the
25.
goat. Oh no, not the goats.
Yeah, there's a wild being of some kind. Something would need to die, and then yeah, um, the incense and all that to make a sufficient sacrifice. It goes through successfully as far as your perspective, but you don't know how you're going to receive the message. Like you don't. I'm trying to think of very specifically how I want to do this. Where are you doing this?
Um, I imagine I find I kind of walk off on my own, and I see a clearing, small clearing, like a meadow or such, and there's like these large, I guess, rocks, like round rocks in a circle. And I happen to find a goat either there or around that location, and I sacrifice the goat. Um, so it says this stuff is worth 25 gold. Would that?
Yeah, that's fine. I would say that you don't need to spend that gold. Actually, let's just say you spent my incense. Let's say you did.
Well, I have incense, so
Yeah, I'm just saying that the incense you spent cost gold. So I want to have you incur some kind of cost other than just a random animal. So I'm gonna say just like 10 gold. So the remaining amount was made up from the goat. Then I'm going to say, okay, that works. I'm just rummaging through my brain, thinking of a possible. Because I had a different idea because I didn't know if you were to be with your party or not, but you're on your own. So this will be the route we go. So when you do this, you feel the earth move beneath your feet. Not like terribly dramatic, not like a huge earthquake, but you can feel vibrations in your feet, and it kind of takes your perception and like draws your eyes in a direction of sort of a into the fog. You know, your vision's always limited here in this country in general, and it's all especially so in the forested areas and such. And it kind of heads in, and you're looking in the direction of nothing really, just fogginess. But then you see the ground move below your feet more so, and it's a figure, some sort of entity takes shape out of the from like the soil and the dirt and the ground. In that direction, and you see like a vague outline of a canine creature of some kind. You don't. It's not terribly distinct at the moment, but you see this, and it says in response to your question, more of your request, I would say, than a question. But I'm still going with the spell. Don't worry about that. That. Don't want to make it too much. He says that you. I don't want to railroad. I was about to say something that would be a bit. I don't want to roleplay for your character. I'll say instead that you. Gosh. Okay. I think that will work.
I think unless you say yes, you're good for hero.
Yeah, it's nothing that dramatic, nothing that simple. It's more like
A vague
the
answer?
world. The world is. Your world is never lacking in my followers. If you look hard enough, you'll find aid anywhere. Yeah, I like that. And then the whatever the entity, the creature that was made from the earth, some distance away. Let's say like a little bit over a dozen feet away. It wasn't quite distinct. It collapses into a heap. Yeah, and that's all that happens. And when you kind of would, and I would think instinctually, you would kind of step toward it out of at least some amount of curiosity, and you'd find that it would be essentially just a dead wolf, like the skeleton remains of a dead wolf, and it's mostly just skeleton, and it was arranged into its old self. From its original resting spot, because it's very easy to find bones in a forest. Yeah, and it was speaking to you, trailing. At least, if not Hades itself, a worthy
Associate.
agent. Yeah, associate
Someone up
agent.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. We can even say that you've done this before, but you didn't see it manifest in this exact way. We can say like maybe because I want to use the idea that I was going to use before. You regularly associate with devils at your site of congregation, however you want to put it, where all of the rest of you hang out.
Yeah.
You have seen them in the flesh. They aren't just simply voices and visions and so forth. You've seen actual devils, and when you've done this sort of communication before, they have spoken to you through them, taking them over momentarily. What I was going to do was, like, if you were with in the company of your comrades, then it would be Darius's imp that was taken over, and it would speak.
Oh.
Because it is roughly in that domain, but no matter. Does not matter. Just wanted to let you know that was interesting.
Cool.
But yeah, so you have the information you have is that essentially.
If I look hard enough,
you may
I
get
can
it.
find
You may have it. It may come to you, or you may need to work for it. But either way, it was an affirmation of your request
Mhm.
in the most broadest sense. It was not a declination or decline of your question. Anyway, then let's say this was happening in like the early morning, but before that, I wanted to do, while you're all sleeping and resting, you're of various species. The ones that need to, everybody sleeps. That's not a big issue there. But I imagine that, however cold, this is right back cold, however you spend your night, I'm not sure if you trance first and then go about the rest of your long rest and, be it reading your book or making potions or eating or whatever. I don't know if you do that first or second, but all the same, when you go to sleep here after your encounter with the wizard, the wizard of the wines, not the actual wizard, but you're fighting there, you seem to fall into a trance far more easily and far more deeply than you have in a very long time. I would say probably a similar amount of depth and vividness would have been back when you were spending your time in the Feywild proper, when your magical powers and such were being imbued as vigorously as they were, and you were so aggressively barraged with energies and with that domain in general, like the weave and such like that where magic in general comes from in this world. Anyway, specifically what you see, pull my notes, because I made notes. How do I want to word this? You sense a connection to that in this land, essentially this forested area, as it's called, Zvalich. I'm not gonna pronounce it Zvalich or Zvalik. I'm gonna say Zvalich woods is dramatically imbued with natural energies. Like it's been manipulated time and time and time and time again for a long time, and there has been a presence in these woods in the form of druids and other natural magic weavers like yourself, really, here for a long time. So like essentially, while you've been here, you've gone through here, you've been through the forest outskirts, like in the northeast from like Bavaki and shit, in this direction, multiple times, and you've always felt a little bit uneasy, maybe a little queasy, maybe your hair standing on end. It just always felt a little sensitive here. But tonight, it's been more dramatic than it has pretty much ever been for you.
The Aurora Borealis is out.
Yeah, you I would say you feel more tired than you have in a long time. But essentially I'm trying to work in two different things at once. This is mechanically working in the wisdom book and finalizing it so you can add that effect to your character. Because I think that'd be a good way to do it. And I want to give you some information specifically about. I'm not going to play a different channel. I'll just say what it is, and then you can roleplay it out as far as what you say. You sense the presence nearby of Baba the Saiga again that you had before, and in Perez, and you saw her in her moving house and all that, and you recognize that she is extremely powerful relative to anyone you've known, outside of maybe like some crazy Fey Queen or whatever, if you've ever had managed to meet somebody of that caliber. But this is easily the most powerful natural magic user you've encountered, and she has like essentially an imprint on this entire country. And you also are able to draw a connection between her and Strahd quite dramatically, and that like in a way like she is associated with his existence almost entirely. I think I have something specifically. Yeah, there was something very specifically that ties her into. Nope, I don't know where it is. Anyway, I'm gonna say you see a vision of a ritual going on a hill with a bunch of druids standing around it, chanting, holding hands. But the sort of intention behind them is a perversion of what you typically would perform, because typically druids would be trying to at least preserve the health of a natural environment, or perhaps trying to ward off an outsider or an attacker. And in this case, though, it seems like they're trying to use that same force to bring about the introduction of something else, something that is surprisingly unnatural itself. And as you get closer to this vision, to this place, this actual the site where this ritual is going on, you see Baba the Saiga, multiple druids of various ages, races, and so on, and at their like on a slab in the middle of them all is a dead man, and then beside him is a kneeling man, resting his elbows on the slab itself. You get closer still, and you can tell that this is the tale that you heard of Strahd having killed his brother, use that energy, that source, that pool of energy to transform himself into a vampire. And Baba Lysiga is here with these hags to expedite the process and to kind of bind Strahd to the country. And this is essentially the generation of the curse of Barovia as a whole. And with this knowledge, you now know that there's a intrinsic connection between Baba Lysiga and the fog of the realm, as well as the generation of a lot of the natural horrors that reside here, the blights and so forth. The shambling mound, even that was in the Barovia house that you guys did in the beginning of the game, like in the basement area. You found like a big shambling mound guy.
Yep.
That was all a product of her magic and tainting of the realm, like this country. You don't know what the effect will be if you were to take her down, but I would say that you feel a lot of shared animosity flowing through you from creatures of the Feywild and the general natural order of things directed at her through you. So it's a feeling of contempt, of ridicule, and close to hatred of her for her having taken advantage of what she was given and twisting it for her own goals, whatever they might be. You don't know what those specifically are, but yeah. So, however that leaves an imprint on your character, you've decided the full extent of that. But from this point on, I would say that Baba Lysiga would be pretty much a mortal enemy of you, where, you know, the other characters have their own respective foes. More so than anyone else, Lysiga is like your big bad relative to like Strahd and Lucian, for example. Then anything more beyond that? No, I'm gonna say that's probably enough. And then yeah, as far as the effect of that is of this very deep trance, you still get the effect of a long rest, and you also have your wisdom buff that you don't need to read any more of that book. That is essentially how it's manifesting, is you're being tasked, or at least imbued with the knowledge and will of the Feywild to better gird, is the word I'm coming to right away, you against the machinations of these evil druids and their monstrosities. Kind of winging as they go along.
Yeah,
Well,
it's kind of like it's kind of like, if you think about it, like nature is its own thing. It's kind of like a sentient thing. Everything works.
What's happening?
Precisely what's happened, and they're essentially kind of like returning you to the scene of a crime and requesting, or at least encouraging, or however you want to put it, you to resolve this, or at least know about it. They're not so unreasonable, and they expect like, oh, you can single-handedly stand up against her, but she needs to pay. She needs to go. She needs to leave this realm. She's like this big stain on the natural world, and has
This
been around
bitch needs
for
to go down.
many hundreds of years at this point. Like longer than Strahd has been around, she existed, and seemingly, like as her back as what you saw of her, how she was depicted, she really didn't look any different at all. It's maybe a little younger, like relatively speaking, but she is essentially more like a force of nature herself rather than a typical mortal person. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
she's
then
kind
yeah.
She's preventing the natural world from acting how it should be acting.
Yeah, it's the Barovia isn't healing, isn't able to really prosper in a natural way. Like in terms of like crops are constantly failing. It takes a lot of like magical efforts or just luck, really. Maybe even the grace of Strahd for there to be enough food for everybody to survive. And the quality of the hunt is always relatively poor and it's dangerous. It just in general, the realm isn't safe and it isn't quite lining up with how things are or should be.
Yeah, kind of like kind of like corporations. What do you mean oil spill?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right about she's quite exploitative of the environment rather than where she may have been like 1,000 years ago or whatever, a servant in and of it's herself. But she's no longer that. She now serves Strahd in what seems almost like a motherly relationship.
So she's pulling a Saruman, basically.
For her
yeah.
fucked up kid.
Yeah, I'll even say she I would say that she considers herself like almost like a midwife in a way of like taking the old Strahd and then birthing him into this new form or helping him find this new form. She kind of sees herself operating in that function, and that's like a word that she sometimes will call herself. And I'll even say that's perhaps what the spirits call her. They call her the midwife, and like they rather than give her like a name, or, regard her as an individual, they give her this title that they certainly don't in high regard. Anyway, so all that happens with Cole, and you can wake up after. It'd be the normal passage of time. I'm not going to make you spend any more time in your trance than normal, but as far as this all happens, it's like a typical dream in that it was actually like 8 hours of time that passed, but it didn't feel like it. And the same thing here. Like it was 4 hours of trance time that passed, but it was certainly felt much faster than that. And you're like sweating and oh, it's not tired, but alert and very much aware when you wake up. Like you're breathing heavily, you're sweating. It was not say traumatic, but dramatic, and yeah. And
then after that, I'm gonna spend the next 5 hours while everybody else sleeps, and I'm gonna make some potions.
That's always a good thing to do.
I'm gonna make 5 greater healing potions, spending 500 gold.
Okay. Yeah, you guys got a lot of gold, so spending that is wise. And the potions serve as a good off heal when you may not necessarily either want to or even able to heal them yourself. So, always a good idea.
Yep.
So, nothing else of note really happens. You guys don't hear anything while you're sleeping. You don't you take like roaming guard shifts, and that like they're overlapping, so that there's always at least one guard active because you're not going to ask the Mardikovs to do that themselves. It would be weird, considering you're their protectors. You don't hear anything outside of the typical natural phenomena that you have many times resting here in this country. So, animal rustling, that kind of stuff, but nothing, no big tree monsters.
I mean,
come out
many
to attack
druids
you or
can
anything
see
like that.
through the eyes of animals, so
I've
True.
lost every like
Don't we have that? Doesn't he have that spell that it encases
Yeah.
us in invisibility?
Yeah, sure, and we can just say maybe there's a connection as to why there wasn't any interruption. Like,
I mean, this is not paranoia. We saw him command an animal, right? We should just blast like every little
creature that
big
comes through.
critter coming.
Rabbit.
Uh, talking about this?
yeah, that's what he was talking about. Where
Okay.
you-
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I would do that like every time. It was a nice, foresty camp.
Yeah, and it's more secluded than it was before, or it was just a typical camp before. In spite of the Were Ravens' affiliation to the natural world, and that, like, they're more capable than your average human or whatever. It was shoddy by comparison to something that druid like yourself can create.
Okay.
Is there anything else anybody else want to do during the night before we go into the next
Oh, no.
day?
Just for bookkeeping's sake, like if I calculated correctly, I just got done transcribing the great invisibility into my spellbook, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I trust you and your hours and keeping track of all that.
I think
Oh.
so.
Do I get rid of this exhaustion level since we
Yes.
rest?
Yep. Long rest gets one level of exhaustion away, so yes.
Don't know how. Oh,
Yeah, you just click up and down on the arrow, I believe. And it will go away.
Yeah, I was going to say when Michael went off to pray to Hades or ask Hades a question, I thought, might be a good idea to ask my gods to sort of favour the outcome of this rather big battle we're about to go in. So
I wouldn't have told anybody what I
Yeah,
was about to do.
nonetheless,
That's true.
either
Well,
before
I-
or now, I thought it is a good
Yeah,
idea to ask
yeah.
the gods to bless us. So I go off to a well-travelled road, probably the one we came here on, and I place 2 platinum pieces on the ground and put a rock on top of, with the idea that anyone could luckily knock it over, as a sort of offering to the Lady of Luck. That
I like that.
Yeah. And I basically
You're
say,
you're actually paying it forward in a way, and I like that.
so I say like,
Just makes
bless
sense
us
to
in the battle. I hope it will happen. I know you've not really blessed me a lot in my life. That's been rather unlucky, but I hope that will turn around soon, as karma will happen.
We shall see how that turns out, but I like the attempt all the same. I'm gonna give inspiration to both Michael and one here for creative ideas. I like it a lot. But yeah, other than that, like I said, nothing of note happened throughout the night beyond anything that you guys wanted to do. Everything transpired as we said it did. You wake up to a foggy morning, as usual. There's nobody's missing or anything. Yeah, the Mardukov family is still nervous and restless in terms of they don't really feel safe yet, and they maybe won't feel that way until they're back in their home, knowing well that the druids and their forces are at least gone, if not dealt with. But they are patient, and they don't make any requests of you. None of these like snippy or rude or anything like that with you. In general, they are as respectful as can be expected, and the circumstances, sharing cooking food, sharing with you all. You can accept it or whatever you want. It doesn't in any way look suspicious or whatever. You saw them make it even. We're talking like maybe eggs and nothing dramatic, nothing weird. Typical breakfast.
Eating eggs in front of the bird people. That's a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah, they were humans first. Or, yeah, these are humans, so. Yeah, do you guys want to do any recon or anything? Look out ahead from the camp.
Kind of early-ish in the morning. Before
Should we
it's-
just split into two parties now?
You
or
can.
like
That's something
approach together?
you would have to decide all this in terms of like, are you splitting up, and then is that permanent? Are you meeting up anywhere? Who's going where specifically?
Like
would
maybe
all
make
matter.
it to like the edge of the forest, and then we'll go on our sky mission.
I was gonna say, since I have the ability to kind of just hide at will in forests and stuff,
Right.
I can go through the woods and probably work pretty well. Cole could come well since he just changed.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
who else is really stealthy and kind of honey-like. Maybe.
Yeah, I think you're talking about your wood elf ability, if I believe.
I mean,
correctly.
I've got stealth, but I've also got disadvantage with heavy thingamajig. I thought you had the pass without trace to add to it. So I've got like 5 to my stealth, but I roll at disadvantage as well. So yeah.
Yeah. One and Michael are both disadvantaged with stealth rolls, but you can
So
still go with that plan.
Probably be Cole and Lucian. I don't know if Darius would want to do that.
Yeah, that as far as only one person could ride around on Cole's back, if that's the route you wanted to go with.
Thought that was
If it
always going to
is,
be
yeah, sure.
Darius.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm gonna move you guys to like the edge of the forest. Where you
I could
mentioned
fly. Just say.
that.
I think we all
that's
should
true.
scout. I have a feeling they aren't going to be at the vineyard because it's been like 8 hours. They probably left already, and they're back at their camp. But I suggest that we all scout. If I can cast a pass without trace on all of us.
Yeah.
You just
Oh,
have to,
that's
you
good,
just have
okay.
to you just have to stay within 30 feet of me. So
Yeah.
if we all don't want to go scout or like be the recon crew, then I'm definitely gonna go like with the people that like want to scout ahead.
Right.
Sure.
I figured you would. That makes the most sense to me. As far as when you reach the edge of the woods, you don't notice anything in the amongst the grapevines and stuff. You can't quite see the winery from that position. You can see maybe like a vague outline at best, but it's mostly just the rows and rows and rows of grapevines hanging from terraces. I think it's
I do want to say, but sorry if you're continuing.
that's all I was saying. Is that there's nobody there, and he's in immediate vision, but you don't know if there are many more back in the winery or not. They could be there, they could not. But you don't hear anything either. Like going off of natural perception, you're not hearing like any movement because there were some very large creatures.
I was gonna say, do we see any unusual trees wandering around?
Yeah, either wandering around or that weren't there before. I'm actually going to make you do an intel check if you're going to be checking against what you remember.
Yeah.
So,
Gotta say,
Yeah,
I mean,
I'll do that.
does sound like out of knowledge that you would suspect this. I mean, only Cole really.
no, but he did tell them. He did, and not that you roll like shit anyways, so it doesn't matter. As far
I
as
just
you,
assume we have asked Cole at this point, like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he gave us.
that's what I was.
Yeah.
The information. But anyway, my point being that with the two, as far as what you remember, all the trees and stuff that you see there are normal. Like they all line up with what you remember.
Nothing suspicious at all. It's fine. I take 4 with me because my human eyes are not so good in this fog to sort of smell for his part of scouting, and let's hope he doesn't take a whiz on the trees.
Yeah.
So.
As far as Ford's reaction to what you present him and request him to do, he just gives you a more quizzical look, kind of maybe walking forward, giving a sniff to the ground, and then looking around in different directions,
But
wondering, like, is there something that he's supposed to be looking for because he doesn't sense
I imagine
anything.
like the little dog point in the direction of anyone approaching us or anyone we're nearest to, that sort of thing.
Right. If you yeah, and they're intelligent enough to be able to distinguish like a more complicated question like that relative to like a normal dog. So he just essentially indicates that all he can sense nearby is the Mardikovs back into the forest and nothing up ahead.
Okay.
Be wondering.
It's fine.
Yeah, and to reiterate, there were some mortal creatures, like humanoid creatures, in that large band that was sent down from the hill.
So are
it
we-
was like druids and some guys like wearing what they would be called furs and hide and wielding axes. Not too dissimilar from the sort of like berserker types that were hanging out with Bior, but not exactly the same. They look a little bit different. Like they're the species, like not the species, their race were a bit different. Let's say they were more dark skinned, while the ones that went with Bior were more fair skinned.
Okay. Are we doing
I'll-
stealth while we're scouting?
Yeah. Yeah, that would matter. And if you are,
Ooh, not bad, and I
Yeah.
didn't even have the pluses to it.
we'll have to see if you're gonna do pass without trace. That does
Everyone?
matter. Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it now because I don't suspect anything is at the vineyard, and the
Okay.
spell it only lasts an hour.
Oh.
Don't we have
Well.
There's not pass without that's the one where you add 10 to the stealth roll, isn't it?
It does, but it's like he didn't cast it because he thinks that there's nobody here. That's his prerogative,
Yeah.
whether he wants to or not.
I feel that if I cast it here, I'm just wasting it.
Oh, sure, that's fine.
I mean, that's a
That's
good
it.
one.
That's how I feel.
Yeah,
I don't know
reconnaissance
if we
so
have
far-
advantage for stealth because we're in the fog, and that counts as disadvantage either. But
I mean, yeah, typically mechanically, as far as advantage versus disadvantage, it just neutralizes and becomes a normal roll. But yeah, just to be consistent, Michael needs a stealth roll, and Cole. He's Cole.
Darius is like, where did all these cactus come from?
Okay, that's a weird roll.
It's very important to know if there's disadvantage or advantage on that.
Unfortunately, Michael is wearing heavy armor, so that natural 20 does not matter.
As
so.
I said, the fog would count a disadvantage. So is it just normal, or is
Maybe
that, yeah.
it depends on the type of the perception they're trying to use to detect you. If it's visual versus auditory, and everything. The fog doesn't do anything for the passage of sound and whatnot. But you also don't know if anybody's here, so you don't know what's going to happen. So I'll take that score for a time. Let's see how long it actually is to get there. Let's just say it's 3 miles, and we'll do one roll for every 1.5 miles, just because that makes my life easy. You make it to the bottom of Yester Hill. Well, I mean, topographically, it actually seems to start there, but let's just say you make it to the beginning of the road, the trail that leads to Yester Hill from the southernmost part of the Woods of the Wine property. You don't encounter anything. The wine area itself is completely quiet. When you didn't pass through it, but you passed by it, and nothing harassed you or came from that direction.
Well, shit.
There are still maybe the occasional ravens flying above, but that's, you've come to realize, is kind of normal in this part, like near the winery in general, and it kind of makes sense in retrospect. Yeah, so you reach the bottom of the hill. Do you want to stealth again to like make it through the forest to try to get to the hill as closely as possible, or do you not care?
I would
Matters.
suggest that would
Yeah.
be Lucian's suggestion.
I say we go into the forest and approach the camp from the north.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
makes sense.
So yeah, west and then south. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, you crazy?
And
The
then
path
I
is
can
the
do
least
a,
obvious. The least obvious place we can go to. Yeah.
And then I can cast the Pass Without Trace. I don't know how long it takes for us to get there, in sense of a travel
I'll
time.
say that's because of travel time. You can have the pass without trace for this leg on, and then it will end about the time that you would get to Yester Hill.
Yeah, I mean, how long does it normally
Okay.
last? 10 minutes or something?
An hour.
An
Yeah,
hour?
An hour.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
the hour's more than enough time to achieve. Yeah.
Alright, well then I'm gonna cast Pass Without Trace as we enter the forest.
I imagine we want to look around to see if we're being followed before activating. Because it's like,
Yeah,
it
sure,
doesn't matter how
you want to do
stealthy
that.
we are if we're being followed. We're
Yeah, then if anybody who wants to do that can do perception checks.
I'm not very perceptive, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm allowing anybody that wants to be looking around can do so. Like, are
Damn.
we being followed?
Damn. Oh, well, we don't see anyone, I'm assuming, so let's just follow the plan we were going to do, I'm assuming.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not going to say whether those good or bad rules, but I will say that, jeez, you don't.
All of them are
See,
under
you-
10,
you-
I'm assuming they're not so good. Well, all of them are under 10 on the
Um,
dice, not the...
Right. Yeah. Regardless, you don't see anybody. Like, you don't sense anybody nearby that is like following you or watching you or whatever. But then you cast Pass Without Trace. Then I'll need stealth rolls from all of you again, and then I might look at the average or whatever, and I'll determine what happens with the +10 and all that. So, yeah, I need 5 more stealth rolls.
Don't know if
Okay.
that's... Oh yeah, stealth rolls.
Oh, come on.
Now I get
Stealth.
That's still, the
Whoa.
+10 is not bad.
Not
The
so
lowest
bad.
27 for me.
Yeah, the lowest person is 19, which is not bad.
19, I got a 12.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you didn't add the +10 yet, so.
Oh, right, 22, yeah.
Yep. So, yeah. Alright. Just trying to think here what specifically I want to go with. Unless I'm adding any music in a while, jeez, just realized. Let's just do. Oh, yeah, all the ambience is gone because licenses. Let's do that.
Darius, what is with your rolls today, man?
Well, just be glad I'm spending there on other pot stuff.
It's like,
Yeah,
you're
it could be
nervous
fireball
about the
rolls.
battle.
Yeah, I mean, this is still a 19 with Passage on Trace, right?
It is.
Yeah, it's not that bad, at least.
You know, I'm not used to approaching stealthily. We usually just yelled obscenities while charging at people.
Yeah, you're too used
That is
to being
usually
around
what we do.
Bior. Yeah. Just... I mean, you got a 9 and an 8, so the other one's like nat 1s, and it's. Yeah, this is. Oh no, it was Cole that rolled the last nat 1.
Alright, so I don't think anybody of you can see anything right now, which is
Nope.
fine. I will put you in the forest. Let's do that.
What could go wrong?
Drag you over here.
Fuck.
Whoa. Wow, this is going to be a huge map. Wow. If that's the size of a token.
Oh
Yep,
shit!
it is really large. So that's everybody.
Oh, there's a view. Do that.
Alright, let me get you guys in your marching order because I know what you guys like to do. Lucian would be out front. Michael would be nearby him. And we got.
Could I say the sense of paranoia that I could have 4 like 20 feet behind the rest of the group to see if anyone comes behind us? You would.
That's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Then it would be Cole behind you, 1, and then Darius, and then spread you out a little bit.
Oh, by the way,
You guys
does
wouldn't be so tightly compacted together.
4 need a stealth roll?
Sure, yeah, that actually makes sense.
I only
Low visibility is intended, right?
Yes, it is.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll help you with that in a minute. As far as getting a stealth roll from 4, just click on dexterity unless they're proficient in it, which they're not. So yeah, I'll do it for you. Oh, you already got it. Yeah, we'll go with yours.
Wow.
So, 19.
Forgot to hand out the potions that I made. Everybody gets a greater healing potion.
Cool.
4d4 plus 4.
Nice.
4d4 plus 4.
Alright, I'll just do it like that. Yeah. So you guys are in the forest, coming up on Yester Hill. It's very, very foggy. More so than it's been maybe ever. I mean, about the closest time you remember it being this foggy was the very beginning of your quest when you were investigating the boundaries of the world, or the realm.
So did Cole share his dream with us about seeing Babir Saga? Or was it?
I don't know. That's totally up to him. I would take it as being a fairly personal,
Oh,
but
that's fine.
we shall see. Make sure the scale on this map is set up correctly. I mean, I did not adjust anything, so it just seems so large. Yeah, 1 grid cell is 25, so yeah, that's pretty crazy big.
Well, I'll
We'll still
have-
be going by the size we have right now, just because, yeah, 1 square is 50 feet, so yeah, this is all set up correctly. I'm not gonna make you guys like really tiny little dots. That would be annoying to deal with. Dang, let me see how much I can zoom in. If I made you smaller, what would it do? I can't, so I won't. Alright, so yeah, you come into the forest, you head through, you don't hear anything outright when you're moving through it. You did perception checks back before you entered the forest. Anybody want to do any perception checks?
Oh,
Just
yeah.
Look around now.
Definitely.
Also, I'm gonna have my shield here.
Whoops.
That's fine.
I was gonna say, before we moved on, did anyone have any crossbow bolts they could give to me? Because I'm a little low on them.
You said bullets?
Bolts, crossbow
Yeah, no,
bolts.
No,
Yeah,
I only
bullets
have
are
bullets.
Okay. That's fair enough.
Yeah, I don't think anybody else here uses crossbows, so you'd be relying on getting those yourself.
Can we cast aid on 1 Darius and Cole?
Okay. I will put a thing on them so they can know that.
Maximum and current.
Oh, neat. That's 5 temporary HP, right?
For 8 hours, yep.
I mean,
But it's like you're back. So you could do it?
It doesn't regen or anything, it's just you have 5 more health.
okay. 5 temporary hit points. So
Yeah, and also your maximum health is raised by 5. Yeah, it's essentially 5 temporary hit points is Well, it doesn't say. Actually, it does not say 5 temporary hit points. It just says for 8 hours you have it increased of your max HP and current HP. So that means it can be healed again in those 8 hours.
Okay.
Makes it slightly better than temporary hit points.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what.
I mean, I just don't want to like forget I have that and just have 5 hit points for the rest of the campaign.
Yeah, that's why write it down somewhere, like put it on your character sheet somewhere else. You
Yeah.
could even like put it as a separate feed. I think I saw somebody else doing that before.
What I do is I just put my actual max HP on the bio page.
That works too.
I'm
Yeah,
just putting
somewhere where you
it-
can know a record of it and know that you can change back to it. But as far as perception checks go, you have this sensation that you're being watched, which is not really what a perception check is, but I'm gonna go with that anyway, because you don't actually see anything actively looking at you. I mean, outside of maybe the occasional wild animal that you come across, but that's not any different than anywhere you've ever been. In terms of like a rabbit, you will see in a forest and be like, maybe they'll lock eyes with you because you know you're possibly a threat, typical animal.
I mean, I put like 80-20 on all the animals being under the thrall, but if we start murdering them all, I think we're going to get discovered, so...
Do I
Just at
see
level.
invisible things?
Oh,
The
great
invisible
question. How far does that go? Like, I think it's only like 60 feet. Not very
I think
far.
it's 60.
Wow. God, the scaling on this map is fucking weird.
Yeah. I don't know how that works.
Either way, I checked it and it's correct. As far as each square is 50 feet, so this is a huge map. You don't see anything invisible, no. Actually, let's just say for flavor's sake, you see like the occasional. I think like you're not entirely sure if it's there, but maybe you see like the occasional wisp of air, like kind of the fog moves in a way that it's sort of like someone moving through it.
I
this
can
is only-
only see my token. Is that intentional?
Yeah,
Okay.
you guys cannot see very far at all. I'm gonna be getting rid of the fog in a bit.
I was
so
gonna
sorry
say,
about
was
that.
there any like terrain, like ruins of some kind about, or?
You got you still have your sense of direction, and you know that it's southward, and you are aware of each other. And you're close enough to each other that you know that you can be moving in the
Can't
right
see
direction.
dick in this fog, guys. It's like
Yeah, I guess it's just carefully. And so is it still just normal speed on this map, or how does that?
What I'll do is we'll be doing a lot of like segmented moving. Like you'll move to the edge of the woods, and then I'll tell you what you see, and then we'll move to up a little bit because I can't make you. I don't want you to move too quickly. So if you move like one square, you're moving 50 fucking feet. So that's a lot. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna have you guys be moving along toward the edge of the forest until you get to it. Nothing
so
of it.
scared.
Nothing
I mean,
of consequence
what-
happens in terms of like.
what is the
like,
point of
you don't-
scouting if we can't see anything? We're literally just walking further into the camp without knowledge of what's ahead.
Yeah, that really is kind of the way it's turning out at the moment. But I mean, you don't exactly know what's going to be on the other side. I mean, what Cole did see was a large hill that has a circle of stones at the top of it, where this ritual was being held, and where I guess Strahd was being made into a vampire.
Can I
Um,
make any checks to see if the terrain is being manipulated in any druid sort of ways? Like,
kind of like an illusion in a way, or
well, like if there's magic terrain in effect, like difficult terrain, or if there's any, like,
I kind of
Yeah,
get what you mean.
it-
Yeah, you can try to do that. Let's just say,
Arcana,
you already did a
investigation.
perception check of 20. That's pretty good. I mean, it's something that unless you're like actively, I don't even know what you would even do in the grounded check for this kind of thing.
Nature.
You would feel it immediately. No, I mean, nature. I mean, if you're expecting like an endless maze of like you walking through it, and you're not ever gonna find your destination. But I mean, that's a bleep. let's just say that you guys reach the edge of the forest and you can all see each other, and don't go by the scale so quick, like so much, like you can't see more than like a square ahead of you. That's fine. Don't worry about it. And then I'm gonna get rid of the illumination or get rid of the shadows so I can get you guys to see what I want you to see.
I see like
No, I
Michael
don't.
casting aid on us, and I'm like, do you think I should cast heroism on a bunch of us or something? I mean,
Yeah,
I don't
you
know
can't-
what that does.
Yeah, I don't know if you would.
you're not familiar with
Um,
heroism? Oh, it's a great spell. It increases your. I just tell you the basics. Yeah.
Yeah, let me get rid of the shadows. There you go. Making this easier on myself. So you can see probably the rest of the map, to be honest. Yeah, from where you're currently at, you can only see maybe like yeah, let's say like the top of the hill, like or near the top of the hill, like up. The hill goes upward a fair amount. I think it's like is that dozens of feet? What's holding me back down here? Yeah, hundreds of feet actually. So wow, this hill is actually really steep. Yeah, ultimately, where it would be at the end of a 400-foot hill, so that's quite a hill. So you can only see part way up it until you see more fog again.
So can I make any checks on like these plants or something to see if they are?
Yeah, those are specifically actually our cairns, which are a type of grave where people just pile up rocks on top of it.
Oh, I thought they were
Very
little
cool.
bushes of white flowers
Yeah.
or something. Okay.
They kind of look like that, yeah, but they're actually like piled stones.
Well,
Yeah,
even,
they're
well,
really-
maybe our undead expert might examine them.
Yeah.
Those are graves.
Yeah, as far as those
They are
are-
graves, but are they likely to come alive and be zombies to fight us?
I don't
I'd
know
have to
how
get
he would
closer.
do that. Yeah, he would.
Yeah, how could you possibly tell?
Yeah, from this distance, it's like, oh well.
He
you
senses
know, you
like
come across and
necromancy
know the-
magic. He can dig up a
I've got
corpse.
eyes of the grave, but I need to get close.
Yeah, you would need to get closer to be able to sense the presence of undead. And he's
60.
not. Yeah. But let me read this stuff really quick. The trail through the thick woods leads to a hill covered with dead grass and cairns of black rock. Dark, ominous clouds gather high above, and a single bolt of lightning strikes the hilltop. West of the hill, the land, the woods, and the sky vanish behind a towering wall of fog. So, yeah, like in the westerly direction is the edge of Shroud's domain, the closest you've come to it in a while, quite a while, maybe even since the beginning of the campaign. And yeah, you're taken back by just this imposing wall of just nothing but white fog. Then you see the lining encircling the hill on both sides, two separate rings of these cairns, I think is how they're pronounced. Dirt trails run along two concentric rings of cairns that encircle the hillside. Each cairn is a 10-foot high mound of slimy black rocks. Sorry. Phone.
Not a problem. I'm just saying, like,
Alright. Yeah. He cannot. Yeah, you'd have to get closer to be able to tell whether there actually is something in them, or whether, it's like a threat.
oh, by all
But
means.
from what you can see right now, there's nothing you guys can see at the moment, other than just these piles of rocks.
I can see the
Just-
entirety of the
it's-
map. Is that meant to be like that, or is it just easier
Yeah.
for you? Should we just imagine we have a limited radius of sight?
Yeah, you have to do it that way because I can't do one or the other without changing a bunch of scales, which would be really weird and annoying. Because
Okay.
it gets all mismatched with like vision versus movement.
Correct.
So yeah, you can only see from where you are now to like nearly the next set. Like you can see the vague outline of the next set of cairns. up further up the hill. These ones you can see fairly well, and you can see like they're like this like black rocks with kind of this sheen to them. It's kind of weird. It's unusual. So do you guys want to move up more, like up the hill, or what do you want to do?
Yeah.
I still ask Mark if he would like to investigate those gravestones. So.
I'd have to get closer, so
Yeah.
we would
Yeah.
have to move.
Yep.
Are you moving all together?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I am.
But-
Yeah, sure. I mean, if visibility is that low, we are going to like move as a group.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, I'll move you together like that, and then put Michael next to one of these cairns because I figured you'd want to at least investigate. 4 is still in the back, keeping an eye out. You haven't sensed anything from them.
He's the rear guard.
Yeah, you haven't heard any barks or whatever. Yeah, as far as magically detecting undead, let me check to see if there is anything.
Can I check it to see if there's any invisible
Right.
forces around these?
Yeah, like essentially seeing through it.
Yeah.
I need to actually see.
I mean, from a D&D perspective, we're kind of walking into an area where we're surrounded by these fins. It's pretty obvious we'd
Even
want
if
to check.
it's a
them out.
hilltop, though, that's good ground.
Mm.
Yeah,
If
that
they
means they
like
can come up
see
to
the
us.
hill.
We'd still be surrounded. It's still not a good area to escape from. But yeah, it's
I
fun.
mean, we've got Bull +1 who can fly away. We've got Darius who can just fly away, and then you can just dimension door the last person.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you do have a lot of escape methods. If you wanted to go that route. But as far as what you see, you just see. I don't know if the undead thing would let you see typical dead, but more accurately, you don't see undead. Right now, you don't see them in there. You see, if you can perceive typical corpses, you would. Lucian can. You would be able to kind of see through it, sort of like X-ray vision to an extent. And I think that's how the true sight works. It's kind of breaking apart the different layers of different planes and whatever. I'm gonna just say that Michael doesn't sense anything. Lucian doesn't sense anything.
is it? I feel like is it something with true sight that you could see into the ethereal plane?
Right. Yeah. You're seeing into the normal plane, like typical material plane, like you normally would, as well as the ethereal plane at the same time, which is, I think, overlapping with the normal world, as far as I can tell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So true sight is just you can see in normal and magical darkness, see invisible creatures and objects, magically detect visual illusions, and succeed on saving throws against them, and perceive the original form of shape changers for a creature that is transformed by magic. Furthermore, the monster can, well, the person with this, can see into the ethereal plane within the same range. All right. So, yeah. But as far as what you're going to say here is you just see the rocks, because I'm not going to see through them. I'm going to go with a different angle there.
Yeah.
But there is not something invisible hiding on it, or anything, or it's not an illusion either. None of that.
At the
So
very
let's-
least, there's also the idea we could do Talk of Dead to any corpses we find and see what they know
Yeah.
about the area.
Well, the thing about that is I kind of prepared for war. I don't have that spell prepared.
That's a shame.
Yeah, I think he switched out. I think he switched out.
Quite a few spells, actually.
For that, and probably other things. Yeah.
Okay.
So, do you guys want to go any further up?
Did we investigate the stone at the grave, or
You got next to it, and you can sense that there's nothing there. I mean, what do you want to do? Anything further with it? Like,
no?
what do you want to do with these?
I don't think there's anything in them that's going to hurt us. I think this is just a burial ground.
I mean, that means
Yeah, the combination of Michael and Lucian together, Michael can determine, okay, there's nothing undead underneath this, and Lucian determines that there's not an illusion or anything. So you guys would perceive it. You should then perceive it as a typical grave.
Okay.
Nothing weird.
I was gonna say, if I was my other character who's very suspicious of undead, and I assume I'm not actually
You probably
carrying my
should.
shovel with me, I assume I've left that at the car. So yeah,
That would take time though.
Yeah.
If you want to go that route, that would.
I'm
that
going
would
to
be
assume the dead.
Okay, well, move on. If the rest of the party thinks that's fine, we're wasting time with our buffs, so
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
just
that
let's just
and,
get surrounded by.
You don't know
undead.
exactly how well you're being perceived or not, or stealthy you're being, or whatever. They could be being monitored. You don't know. So it would be kind of weird to do that. But we will move on to the next ring. So at least I can give you guys a chance to. How far do you want to go? I will ask.
I guess until we
I think
see
we-
something of note.
Yeah, I was gonna say until I see.
I
the
guess
camp.
just approach the hilltop until something.
Yeah.
We see-
Okay, we don't actually know what's we just know generally like this was their base, right?
Yeah, you do know that this is where they were holding, or where they were kind of based up. Yeah, I guess you could say. This is where they were
Is there,
generating the blights and setting out from here toward the winery.
Well, are there like tracks in the ground?
Ooh.
That would need a survival check for that. Remember, anybody who wanted to do
They're
that.
actually proficient at survival. I just realized that.
Yeah, you could
I'm
say
not
it to
very
the
good
rest
at
of the
it.
party, in which case they have the idea to do so as well. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I mean, there should be signs of them being around here, right?
If they went out from here, it's logical to assume that there should be tracks of some kind. But
Like,
yeah,
I'm
I'm
pretty sure that's wrong. Like, I don't know. I
How
can't
did
see
those
anything.
footprints get into the sky? Yeah.
Yeah,
They-
yeah.
Guys,
there
they must all be able to fly.
Yeah.
you don't find anything of any note at all. It's all just trails
You just
and
fall into a grave.
grass.
Okay.
All right, I will move you guys closer.
Do we see
Hey, what? You cut out?
a camp like where they set their base up at?
No, you don't see a like formal camp of any kind, like with fire and tents and whatever. That's just not really.
You're asking
thing.
about that ritual
See.
circle, the fin?
Can I do a perception check now to look to see if I see? I guess.
I mean, yeah, you can. Let's see how far your true sight goes. Not terribly far, but I'll keep that for when you do go closer.
Okay.
That's
Because I know that since Baba Yaga is basically a hag, they usually have their little hag's eyes to like spy on. So she
Yeah.
might be spying.
Yeah, I mean,
That's great.
it's really likely that when you enter this type of domain, where all these druids are held up, that you would think that they would have some sort of security.
Yeah.
But let's just say you get all the way up to here, and then you actually start to see like what these rocks actually were before they were just an outline. You couldn't quite tell what they were, but when you get here, you can see this large ring of rocks, and you can smell like burnt ozone because of the lightning strike that happened earlier that hit this top of this hill here. You can't quite see maybe where specifically it did, but you did hear and see that. Cole would immediately recognize this site as being the one that envisions. It's 1-to-1 exactly what he saw, with practically no alterations of any significant kind, except for the fact that I'll just move you all a little bit closer together. I'll just say that you're there, but you can still see this. I don't know what is it specifically. Alright, I'll read this little part here about the circle. Atop the hill is a wide ring of black boulders and smaller rocks that collectively form a makeshift wall enclosing a field of dead grass. Lightning strikes the edge of the ring from time to time, illuminating a ghastly 50-foot tall statue made of tightly woven twigs and packed with black earth. The statue resembles a towering cloaked man.
A 50-foot tall statue.
Yes, this is also very tall stuff in general.
Okay.
The boulder wall
yeah.
is like 10 feet, to 5 to 10 feet tall, depending on where you are.
When we enter the area, I will use my spider climb to get to the top of that statue, basically.
That will get you. Yeah, we can do that in a moment. But before that, I wanted to say, as you get closer to the wall, all of you feel, let's say, your hair stand on end. Like the area is charged electrically in general. Like,
Yeah, does it seem unusual to anyone else that this place seems to be attracting lightning strikes?
Yeah, I mean it's every few minutes, or let's just say less than a minute, but it's on a regular interval. It's not like exacting, but it's very consistent that there are strikes of lightning along the walls.
I mean, that's Veloki's weather for you. It's always gloomy and depressing and gothic, you know.
I mean, this is really high up in the atmosphere, and there's a bunch of stones and shit. So
Yeah.
You don't know at all if these are in any way conductive.
I mean, okay, but still.
Yeah, that's normal for Veloki.
Alright, I'll move you guys right to the edge of it, because I don't want to tell you
Is
what
there
you're
some
going to
sort
do.
of check that we can do to see who figure out the statue is?
I mean, it's kind of obvious on its face that it would be Strahd. It looks very much like his silhouette, like pretty much exactly from what you guys, how you guys encountered his visage, if you want to put it like that.
Well, as
back at the
as I'm climbing it, I'm
past
gonna
when you-
graffiti the face and put a false moustache on it.
Well, yeah, if you pass into the ring, like you go into the ring.
I mean,
You'd have to do that to get to the statue, so I'm just asking if
I
you-
mean that sounds like shit's gonna go down as soon as I do. But by all means, I thought we were heading inside anyway. Sure, I will head inside the ring because I'm not a coward. I don't know if
And
anyone
I
else
would
is coming.
advise not climbing higher during a lightning storm.
Yeah,
It's
I would also.
fine. What's the worst that could happen?
You get struck by lightning.
Get struck by
Fall.
But
I
I'm
was
not on
rolling
top
to
of
see
anything
what
that's
happened.
conducting, so
You are conductive.
You are conducting,
yeah.
The human
So,
body
anyway.
is very conductive.
as long as I'm not on the
number
ground,
one
it's
thing they say. That's kind of true, but you're still, you don't know what the statue itself could still act as a ground and be bad, but all the same,
I'm pretty
it could
sure
hit you while
stone
you're
can't
climbing it.
allow electric to pass through it. I mean, trees can because they're organic, but stone, I'm pretty sure, would not qualify as.
it's not actually stone. The statue itself is made of
Looks like
twigs
straw.
and packed earth. Yeah, it's essentially kind of like.
Oh, right then. I misunderstood because it's a
Red-
white statue.
Red
I thought it
Burning
was
Man.
stone. Okay.
Yeah, the ring is made of stone of all
So
various.
this is
kinds
like a
of colors.
wicker man of him.
Kind
Am I
of.
picturing this right?
It's yeah. I would say that's pretty similar to what it would be.
I'm going to say I'm
Uh,
going to have to climb the statue anyway because I said I'm going to graffiti it, and that's part of my troublemaking flaw. So it's going to happen anyway. I'm sorry.
No apologize
Yeah.
to me, man.
I rolled a chance of you.
Getting struck by lightning.
Hit by lightning. Yeah, so now I need to see what happens based on that roll.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess as I watched her climb this statue in the middle of the lightning storm, I'll take a look at some of these rocks.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going in the circle as well. I'm not just gonna sit back and
Yeah, for sure. Like,
go out there. We'll
Into-
hide behind these rocks over here. You know.
I figure if anyone's going to get struck by lightning, it's gonna be one.
Can I do a religion check to see what's going on?
I mean, someone
Yeah,
else had the
you
plan to
can.
fly around, so they have the
That's
possibility.
Alright.
okay. Good point.
That is true. That would have been interesting. But what happens as far as one is a bit eager upon
It's like,
seeing
oh,
a
a statue
large,
of Strahd I can deface. I'm in.
exactly, a large statue of Strahd that she immediately has a desire to deface and maybe even destroy, whatever.
Mm.
But as she's approaching it, she's struck by lightning.
Oh no.
Yes. And she takes 47 points of lightning damage.
47.
Damn.
Are you gonna roll
That
that?
makes sense.
Is she
Yeah.
falling, or is she just like?
I'm gonna say a person that gets by lightning is automatically gonna be at least falling prone. Now, beyond that, she's not dead. She got hurt quite a bit. As it was 47 as in the number.
I was gonna try and catch her, but I guess I run up to her. I was like, "I got you," and then she just boom
It's like,
to the ground.
did I manage to
You're-
graffiti the statue at all? Can I say totally worth it before? before?
Yeah, unfortunately, you were like running up toward it
I
to
was-
like get to it, and then you got hit right before you got to it.
Sure.
You fell prone on the ground from the massive blow to your system. You're not dead. You're in a lot of pain, and you got electrical burns of typical what you'd expect. Thankfully, the magical world is a bit more forgiving about the lightning strikes, because in real life you'd like be deaf and maybe have like one of your or something like that. Yeah,
Totally worth it.
It'd be bad. Anyway,
Conscious or something, I bet. But
yeah.
I guess I'll walk up to her. Oh wow, you are fucked up.
Yeah, she's like got little wisps of smoke coming off of her. She doesn't look great. Yeah, so
Sure.
you get 8 health points,
Um,
which is a little bump.
yeah, I was
From
gonna do heal.
Michael.
I mean, am I stunned right now? Am I able to do healer's kit on myself? Am I?
No, you can. There's nothing else that's going to happen right now. You can get up and act.
So
You can do what you wish.
You can have one of my 2d4 coal potions that I have left.
sure.
Yeah, let's see what the
Yeah,
healer's
that's
kit
not
does first.
Healer's kit. So I rolled
Yeah.
6
Indeed.
plus 4.
Yep, 9.
6
That's the
plus-
best, almost as best. It's very good.
Yeah.
9 is above average for what you could
6 plus 4 plus all of my healing.
get. It
Rest.
actually be 8 because of you
Yeah.
are level 8 now.
So 17
it
plus.
would be 16.
16? I thought it was 17.
Yeah, so you get
yeah.
16 and
This thing is pretty curious. With the recent paint jobs notwithstanding.
And someone else healed me for 8, you said?
yes.
So like I don't know, any sort of inscription or writing or
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. A religion check to see if this was some kind of like ceremonial witchcraft.
it looks like an effigy, right?
Yeah. Yeah. God damn.
Okay. Yeah, so you can heal that with that potion if you want. As far as the religion check, you can tell that this is certainly a place of religious significance of some kind, like it's consistent with the practicing of rituals, and the energy this place gives off is one that you are very familiar with in terms of death and the manipulation of death, undeath, and so forth. Yeah, as far as what this if you were coming up from below and you saw those graves and you did your Eye of the Grave ability and whatever that would translate into as an actual action, you didn't perceive anything there. But here, you didn't use it yet. But you get the sensation that this area is, what's the word? Not blighted.
Tainted?
Yeah, I mean tainted, but it's the desecrated. That's the word.
Desecrated? Ah,
Yeah,
Yes.
desecrated. Like this is a unholy place. This site. Yeah, you can use it again if you want, and you sense the traces of undead nearby, but how close?
It's like smelling their stench as opposed to them physically being here.
yeah, like you can't see very far, but you can tell that they are nearby. There are undead closer by here than they were below. But you don't know exactly where necessarily. It says isn't behind total cover and isn't protected from divination magic. Doesn't tell you anything about capabilities or their identity. Yeah, you can just tell. I'll just say there are undead nearby you of some kind. Whether they're active or not, I mean, you don't sense any movement. It would be kind of obvious if there was like a fucking skeleton right next to you. But yeah, you do get your spidey sense.
Can I sense where the source of the creation is coming from?
Yeah, because you can see a little bit further. No, you don't actually see anything though, because like I said, you don't hear any movement or whatever. So, yeah, no illusions. You can't see into the ground. That's not how it works. So, you wouldn't know if that were the case, and he would have to communicate that to you too. I don't know if Michael told you.
Yeah. No, I'd say something like, "We're not alone here."
Yeah, that would make sense. And Lucian would definitely give a scan of the environment. No, you wouldn't see anything. Surprisingly, you would think to look around, but you don't see anything. There's not like a bunch of standing zombies on the edges or whatever, something like that.
Can I
And then yeah,
pour
one you get
a
another
little-
6 HP. So on top of all the others you've healed so far.
Can I pour a little like holy water on this straw?
Sure. Let me just check something.
I would advise against this thing burning.
Well, yeah, he doesn't know what it would cause, holy water, but it would definitely have a reaction.
Yeah, I meant like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm thinking like if we get a torch and light this thing, like I think that was what the effigy is supposed to do, is be burned, and we don't want this ritual, whatever it does, to follow through. That would be Michael's knowledge of rituals 101, is his assumption that we probably don't want to burn this thing, but yeah, the holy water, thumbs up.
I mean, we could also just knock it down and just collapse and dismantle it, you know.
Interesting. Okay. When you go closer to this effigy, you notice that coming out of the ground, surrounding it, like kind of like similar to the spell Burkskin, which you've seen Cole cast in the past, rhyming. It kind of encases it in a shield. Like it makes this effigy quite resilient. It's made out of twigs and patched with earth, but it's got this layer of like roots, strong, large roots coming out of the ground and encasing the whole thing.
I'm gonna try to. Holy water on it.
And then the holy water, what would that would do? That would I'm not sure if that would do anything. I mean, yes, this place is desecrated ground and unholy in that way, but holy water is typically used to counteract like monstrosities and such that you normally deal with.
I just
Would like
didn't know
sizzle
what
it
it
in a
would do.
fun way.
Yeah, I didn't know
Yeah.
if it was like gonna start sizzling or what.
Yeah, let's
like,
just say
it
that
was.
happens. Like you get a bit of a sizzle, but nothing more dramatic than that. And no, I don't know. I'll do something fun, interesting. Because the only thing you can really touch actively from the outside is the encasement of roots that are coming out of the ground.
That's what I was saying. I'd use the sun sword to like hack a little of that away, so I could actually like get to the statue part.
Oh, if you want to do that, that would require an attack roll.
Okay. Yeah, just like hack a little part off, so I could actually get to the statue.
I don't know why
Okay.
that rolled twice, but
Yeah, I don't know. Just add that 6. And then, as far as immediately after the attack roll, you feel the earth beneath you all shake. Not like so much that you lose balance, but it's enough that you all feel it. Definitely, like you all are almost knocked down to your knees. And you feel the earth moving. It's the more southwesterly you are in the circle, the more intense the movement is.
Oh my god, what did you do? What did you do?
I just hit it. I just
Yep.
hit it, man.
You just hit the root.
And if that spot, I guess I could. If however big a chunk I took out of it kind of removed some of the bark skin away, then can I pour the holy water? See what it does? Or is it just still...
Yeah, I will say that you can do that. But I mean, it's like I said, the reaction is no different
Okay.
than what I said before. That there's just a
Okay.
sizzle. Nothing happens.
Okay.
Nothing that like catches on fire or whatever. It's nothing like that dramatic. It would
Okay.
require a different response. But what I do want to have happen is, okay, I can do that. A bunch of moving figures come from the southwesterly direction, further down the trail, the direction that the shaking was coming from. You guys can position yourself however you wish in response to this, and then I'm going to move some different
Something
things.
moving to the south? Alright.
Yeah, southwest, like over here.
I was gonna say, can we try to hide behind some of these rocks? Like, where they see it?
Yeah, I'll give you enough time to do that, to give you, if you want to try to do that. Whether it will,
Alright.
we'll see.
Sure. It's just like on poke our heads up like in an 80s cartoon.
It's gonna hide at least.
what's happening?
I need stealth rolls from everybody.
Oh,
and
right.
trying to hide.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. I didn't
from-
know we were hiding, but I'll roll anyway. Sure.
Yeah, I thought that you moved in that direction, so I figured you were trying to hide.
Oh no,
from
I was
the-
just getting cover and like waiting for an attack, but okay.
Yeah, Michael's gonna ready himself for whatever, because he knows this ritual needs to, whatever it is, not happen.
Okay. I'm gonna put some different people here.
Oh, so
where
you
is
guys are just staying up there? Oh, well, if I
Come
see
on.
you staying,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna move back here. I'm not gonna hide back with the casters if I see everybody else staying up.
Yeah, I wouldn't think you would. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But
Seeing that
how-
those people stay there, am I allowed to cast terrorism on there, or is that not allowed as well as the movement I just done?
you have to choose, I would say.
Okay, I
It's
move.
fine.
I move back then.
Okay. And I'm almost done. Just moving some things on the other layer so you don't see it all. Make it that easy.
I'm glad you're here,
A
Darius.
bunch of
Makes me
a large
makes me feel better.
wall of various creatures come from the southwesterly direction toward the opening in the wall. You see Baba Lysaga.
Ah, shit.
Oh boy.
It's okay.
No.
It's okay.
Standing beside her is. Well, you can't really read that very well. I mean,
Oh no, I recognize her.
yeah,
That's the bitch
yeah.
that got away. Oh,
I
Yeah,
was
You got a good memory.
really suspecting she was going to be here as well. I didn't.
oh boy.
Yeah.
Who
I
that?
have a hard time convincing Lucian to leave now.
Um.
Two names that list.
So then behind Ophelia are two other haggish-looking women that are near her. By the Saiga are a host of various. I got a bunch of fucking.
Come
guys,
on.
I gotta copy and paste.
Hero and villain dialogue now. Say, oh, I remember you, you wretch. Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you guys answered my knock. I was afraid no one would come to the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she says, I am the one who knocks.
Hmm. Now there's more enemies than that, but I just want to give an initial pasting of what's there. So they're all responding to this.
It's rude knocking on the front door.
Yeah, and Baba Lysaga sees all of you, and especially Lucy and you and your. Let's say you're probably still wielding the Sun Sword. I don't
Oh,
know
yeah.
why you
Oh, yeah.
you put it out. You were the last thing you did was an attack, so it would make sense. And then she says to you directly, like, "Oh, it's you, the troublemaker."
Oh, it's you, the bitch.
I should have. She said, "I should have gotten rid of you when I had the chance."
It's just like, you should have. You really should have.
But my master told me that to give you a chance to entertain him. We'll see, but well, not she doesn't say we'll see. But he wants to see an end to that now. We'll make sure that your blood will soak these hallowed grounds, so that we may birth him more servants yet, and see to the takeover of this realm and beyond within my power, I guess is what she says. And with that, you start seeing a lot more different blights. I'm gonna change this around and get rid of these nameplates because this is gonna make looking and seeing things gonna be a lot harder to do if there's a bunch of text floating on the screen. So I'm gonna get some of these nameplates really quick.
Lucian looks at Michael and says, "You know that shield thing that you did before? We might have to use it here."
Yeah, I was thinking about casting it on me, to be honest.
Oh, I knew it would come down to the two of you thinking you're both the heroes of the story now. It's like,
I just don't want to die.
nah.
Yeah, I just don't want. Well,
Don't worry, I can give one of you at least greater invisibility and the other one can have the shield, so...
Yeah, so beside her, right behind her, and beside her are a bunch of twig blights, of various sizes, and then behind them is a bunch of needle blights. They're taller, skinnier creatures.
Oh no, they're good at basketball!
She'll shoot needles of various sizes into your flesh, which will be pleasant. Ophelia says to Lucien, because he's the popular one, I didn't think that we'd see each other so soon, but I'm glad that we can finally settle this.
But there's one
He
thing.
just
And
says,
Yeah, go on.
Go
he
ahead.
says, no worries, I'm gonna send you back to your sisters very soon.
I'm just
We
gonna
hide
whisper.
around here. Ooh.
And
Just
there's
gonna whisper to Lucy and be like, "Who the fuck is that? Who did you piss off?"
He's just like,
Yeah.
nobody, it's just another hag bitch. No worries. He's she just ate some children, you know. Fed people drug pies.
Oh, the bone
Yeah,
grinder.
drunk, babe.
Okay. Yeah, out of character, I now remember who she is. But Michael's just like, who are these people?
Yeah, she was the one that like disappeared and just ran away.
Yeah, I got.
Didn't I tackle her out of a window or something?
Hmm.
Yeah.
She was the only one.
Oh,
to
yeah,
get
no,
away.
There
you
was
totally
one with,
think-
like,
Aped her out of.
there was one with like 7 HP that poofed back into the ethereal plane. This was before Lucien had any true sight.
Yeah, it was kind of the inspiration for him to do that, because he remembers heavily wanting to kill her, but just disappeared.
But even
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
even
well,
my see invisibility failed.
This
So.
time.
Yeah.
Got true sight.
Yeah,
'Cause she went
There's
to
no
a
running
di-
this time.
Would True Sight have seen her? Because she moved to a different plane, didn't she, or something?
If it's the ethereal plane,
Yep, she switched planes,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
So there's going to be
Alright.
no running away for you this time.
You guys, unfortunately, did this a bit. I was gonna say this sounds mean, but predictably, it kind of went exactly what I would expect you to go. So this is gonna look a little mean, but I hope you don't take it personally. Bobby Losaiga says to Lucien right before combat starts, and they all kind of pull their respective weapons and adopt a combative stance, however you want to say that. And we had a feeling you were the ones responsible for our sisters' deaths, our brothers and sisters' deaths at the, I don't know what they would call it, the home north to the north. So we decided to recruit some more help from beyond that you may be familiar with.
You'll never get away with this,
no.
hags.
is Bjorn gonna be here? Oh
I-
god.
Jeez.
Oh, man.
I'm not
Should
going to
be.
go that far. But that would
What a twist!
From the north,
be- but what actually
like the
happened
Anchorman
is
2 fight scene.
that, from behind you, like out of the ground, crawls up from the ground a tall, slender man in broken. Now this is different looking. Rusted splint mail, looking at you, Lucien, with a hatred that you haven't seen in a long time.
And he has
He's
dogs with him.
Oh. Yes. This is actually one of your best friends from back when you used to live.
Oh no.
Yeah, when you used to live in your old village with your, let's say, your family and whatever else.
Yeah.
When you changed into a werewolf and you killed many of them. Yeah, this is the
He's
same revenant that you fought before, but he seems better equipped and stronger. But he also brought, and he says, like, his eyes are like kind of got this sheen of red to them, and he looks at you and says, I trusted you.
Yeah.
You,
Still kinda-
yeah, you brought this on yourself. If you think that these are the only ones that you've wronged, the only ones that, say, hate you, then you were most mistaken. And he like unsheathes his long sword from his side and just adopts a stance of a typical fighter that you've known from that village. And more creatures come out of the ground in various places.
Okay, I know this is generally a bad form, but if they're like slowly getting off the ground, would there be time to like circumspectly do a buff spell?
Right, yeah. If
So-
you wanted to do something that, I would let you do something basic like that, but also there is more here than just that. And there are also some entities that aren't necessarily coming out of the ground as well.
No, I figure I just oh shit, Darius is like behind that one going, oh shit, this is wow, yeah, we kind of walked into that one.
Yeah, we kind of walked right into it.
We
Yeah.
did.
From behind you, as this is all going on,
Just picture mumbling to myself and letting that. What's about fly? Is that too much?
that would be dangerous. And you said it's in the context.
Yeah, I assume I would have to do. You're right. I would have to spiel.
You were gonna fly? Didn't you see me get hit by lightning?
I did. Well, better. That's a good point. You know what? Never mind.
Oh no, there's even
Oh
more.
wait, no, I have a better plan. Never.
The dog just starts barking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is that behind you, the dog just starts going crazy as more entities of various types come out of the ground, or seem to kind of just phase in. The whites are the men, the fighters, and like the fathers and husbands and guards and such that were killed at Lucian's old village, while the ghosts and banshees are specifically like the women that were there, the wives and
Oof.
yeah,
Yeah,
daughters
this is
and
probably
such.
this is a lot. He's gonna drop to a knee. Yeah, definitely surprised.
Damn. It's like they were expecting us. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
But there's
thinking
one
that's
thing
good
you
for
didn't
now.
count on, that we know Fireball, and, you know, Darius would have blast all these fuckers.
I think that's good for now. We'll see if more things show up depending on how the fight goes.
Yeah.
Because they have, like, Baba Saiga is very capable. She can keep fucking things around. We'll see. But yeah. So,
Initiative.
Ophalia, Wormwiggle, yeah, we'll do initiative now. Ophalia, Wormwiggle, the hag that went with you all, or that you scared off into the ethereal plane, now seems to have a coven of her own again, of new sisters that she
Oh no.
recruited. That's what these ladies look like behind.
Two of those shitty sisters, though, right?
Yeah, these are new. These are not the same as the ones before.
Ah.
Oh,
never
that's
mind.
Are they just as seasoned as the last ones, or are they like?
I mean, they can't really tell about their experience, but they're not as old, no, but they're
Was just commenting on the token.
Still not good because they have coven stuff.
yeah, coven spells are
You're right.
kind of potent. Yeah, let's see if that's going to be good. Alright, so you guys all got your own initiative. Now I gotta do a couple of these ones. I'm gonna, again, like I was doing before, anybody that's like the same thing is gonna be. I'm trying to switch these ghosts and banshees around because it doesn't look natural when it's like that. Anything that's of the same type is gonna be going together, so that makes it a lot easier.
Go, Lisa.
I would say before I went into combat, I'd grab Lucian's shoulder and give him Shield of Faith.
Okay.
Yep,
You said
before the
I,
combat starts.
me.
And whisper in his ear, I recommend that you take out that one. She looks mean.
He just kind of looks at him and then looks back at the his best friend, or his corpse best friend, and says, I have some for this business I have to attend to first.
Oh, sure. I'll just deal with all of this while you. Yeah.
Yeah, you take those 13, I take the one.
Alright, so I'm almost done with the initiative. I hope I get some actually
Just the way
decent
he sees
rolls.
it, it's like he killed his homie, and now he's come back for revenge. It's like, hell.
Alright, I got a lot of fucking things open at once. Get rid of that. I don't need that right now. Okay, and we'll go with that for now. Weirdly, the Banshees and Ghosts are the most reactive. Oh, I did roll for Adrian, okay. Yeah.
4's in the initiative, is he?
4 goes on your turn, whether before
Oh, okay,
you or
okay,
not.
fine.
That's up to you.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Then yeah, interestingly enough, Lucine gets to go first with his crazy. You have like a good score, or you just got good luck? Yeah, you do have a good score, but both, yeah. You rolled a 19.
I hate to ask, but what about Baba Lysaga and the witches?
Oh, yes, I did not roll for them. It's hard to roll for so many people. Yeah.
Why did you
They
ask?
I mean,
No,
it
no.
would have come up, don't you think?
Yeah. I would have brought it up as well as but it's,
Yeah, I didn't notice.
I didn't know his neither. Yeah.
There were so many things, I just was like, yeah, that's it.
I'm
Ophelia
just
is
hoping.
more capable herself,
I know what I'm gonna do.
but
Oh fuck.
yeah, let's see.
Man. Oh yes, I go before her. That's all that counts.
Yeah, she's the only exception to the hags that she's with. There.
So that's
Okay.
unfortunate. And that large swarm is going to go before Darius, so he's not going to get a nice fireball off.
He can get some of that. He can get like all the blights and shit. Cause he.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not thinking fireball right now, by
I mean,
the way.
all
but-
those targets. I mean, there's a chance there's
I
going
mean,
to be
from where I'm
counter
sitting,
spell.
I'm thinking fireball.
So how does
Yeah.
movement work?
we're gonna be kind of generous here, and I'm gonna say like you can move. Because otherwise, doing this is gonna be super annoying.
That's my turn.
Yeah.
That's my turn.
That's my turn.
Oh man, I didn't. That's one thing I did not take into account when I was doing preparation last night. I did not notice the scale was so shitty because I didn't. I just was looking at the map and it's like it doesn't need to be that huge, but I guess it does. So what we'll do is you can move. Standard movement is, let's say, 3 spaces. Let's just say that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and yeah, that's standard movement for right now. I'm trying to point it out with my ass, but if everybody's moving about the same distances, then that'll be okay. That's the most important part, because then it's all relative. So yeah, let's just do with that. And then with the radius of spells and shit, it will be similar. I will have to try to be as fair as I possibly can. Given the radius of spells and what they could hit, and I will let you hit like certain numbers of things or whatever. Well, let's like take a fireball has like a radius of 20 feet, so it would normally be able to hit however many targets at once. And I could try to say like the twigs are closer together than they look and that kind of thing. So it's we're gonna have to figure it out. This is not the best map for combat, but they didn't make one for doing combat here, despite the fact that you can have combat here. So anyway, Lucian. What do you
Like
want to
normally,
do?
Lucian is of course the first person to run to the big baddie and take a swipe, but he's been thrown a curveball here, seeing all these people from his past. He kind of staggered for a second, and he kind of turns and looks at Baba Lysaga, like gives her a death stare and curses her. But surprisingly, he moves this way. He comes up to his dead friend and says, "I'm sorry that I have to do this. Just just takes 2 swipes with the sun.
Okay, the first one hits, the second one does not. Alright.
He's undead, I assume. So he takes.
Actually, yeah, he does do extra radiant damage. He's just not weak to radiant damage, so 12, 8. So it's a pretty decent hit from just one slash. He cries out in pain, but just continues to glare at you. It's like his head never seems to, or his eyes never seem to move away from you.
Yeah.
Just always staring at you as if you were the only thing he cares about.
Oh.
Ophelia is going next. Actually, you have a bonus action. Oh, you probably use your bonus action to power that shit up. Okay, the lightning damage.
Yeah.
Ophelia, she can. Alright. Make this window bigger. It casts the spell. Okay. What does that do? I have a thing I need to look up. A spell? Because it's annoying in how it's done here that I can't just click on it in this category because they didn't put it in the spell book for the creature. But I can look it up in the compendium. Okay. That's what they'll do. Ophelia. That's the problem is the distances. God, I hate this. This is gonna make this really weird.
Just
moves-
assume it's like regular, or how do you want it?
Yeah, that probably is the better way of going about it. Just
Willing.
ignore the scaling of going on. Otherwise, it's gonna make everything really tiny and weird.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. These guys with the uphill terrain, we can just say their movement it's difficult terrain for them to move up.
Yeah, I mean, many of those actually don't. That the white it would apply to, sure, but unfortunately, the ghosts and the banshees are.
Oh yeah, no, they
floating.
float. Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, Ophelia moves closer, and she wants to. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, she cannot cast it that far. I'm not going to let it go that far, so she'll just cast it on Michael. She
Hooray!
can. Why did it go away? There it is again.
Oh, Lucian, you do have Shield of Faith, by the way. I kind of wish I cast that on myself now, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Put that on you as far as an indicator. There you go. So you have +2 to your AC. I think you have that would put like a 21 or something.
22.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if that. I think it stacks with everything. Let me look it up really quick. Because it just seems like that's a lot. Because that would make you pretty much invulnerable. If it's stacked with both your shield and that.
Yeah, just put it in chat. +2.
Yeah,
bonus
reacting
AC.
opposed. That's retarded. Okay.
I mean, nothing
yeah,
can
at a high
stop you
level,
from
when
like
you have
casting
shields.
haste on someone, put great invisibility on someone, shield of faith on someone. You can stack it all into one guy. It just means the rest of us are vulnerable.
Yeah, and they're all concentrating. That's true, and that's the thing about Michael now. That's what he's concentrating on, and if he gets interrupted, then
Yeah.
and he loses it. Just
Yeah,
as
then I can't cast other spells that require
22
concentration.
AC is that's true too. So then I had cast Eye Bite on Michael to the level 6 spell, which is so fucking annoying to do. I'll just tell you what it does rather than showing it to you. Need you to do a Wisdom saving throw.
It's not so bad.
Ooh, that's pretty.
It's actually good enough that it does
Cleric.
not work, but okay, that's how it works. So yeah, that's what happens with her. She tries to cast this on you, but you resist it. let's just say it was dark magics that she was chanting at the same time as her sisters. She pointed at you, and at this time you felt this buckling wave of dark energy kind of swoop, like, what's the word?
Wash.
Not looking for the word with the C, but it doesn't matter. It covers you, but then you manage to push it away and will your way past it. It doesn't take hold, and you're fine.
Yeah, I'm thinking of a word that starts with the letter C, but it's kind of directed at her. Yeah, she does this, and I'm like, I know we just met, but I'm already really not like.
Already have an opinion.
Already, I don't.
Okay. Interesting. That doesn't now need an action. Okay, so now it's the Banshee's turn. It gets closer to 1. Which, you don't even get to move 4 spaces because it's flying. 1, 2, 3, 4. You could actually wait here instead. Then you need to do 2 things. First, I do this. This is against 1. Rolling like garbage. It does not hit. And then you got to make a Wisdom saving throw yourself. But it's made with disadvantage, which doesn't matter because you can see it. So you have frightened by the Banshee.
That's funny considering what I was planning to do next, which is heroism.
Yeah.
Heroism.
Yes, that is somehow times how it works out. I'll go with that. You're frightened of the Banshee.
Makes sense.
The other Banshee will advance toward 1, 2, 3, 4. Toward Darius. Cannot do that from that far away, but you can do the fear itself as well. Wait, how close are you? Yeah, move that. That is not within range. Wait a minute. It will be in range if you move closer, but we'll see. So nothing happens to Darius from the Banshees. Ghost. And also move 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Alright. Ghost does... Not gonna do that. You already are scared of one thing, but technically you can be scared of multiple things at once, so...
You certainly can, I'm sure.
Actually, no, I forgot about that. I read that wrong. It's not just you're scared of one thing. You're scared in general. Which is good. So you already have that effect. I'm going to do attack on you. It's against 1. You don't...
No.
Nope, you have a shield.
Even if I didn't have a
So
shield,
that-
17 to 19 is the AC.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That does not hit. You guys have such crazy AC. Michael, it is your turn.
Okay.
Shit, wait, no, I missed a ghost. My bad. 1 second.
You're good.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Actually, that can actually attack Darius. Darius, you need to do a Wisdom saving throw to see if you're going to be scared.
Cool. Cool, cool.
Whistle
Wisdom?
around.
Yes, Wisdom. Unfortunately, you are. So you're frightened as well for 1 minute. Just like the other person was.
Oh.
Both the Banshee and the Ghost do the same effect. So let's go
How
with the
high
same.
is that stone wall, by the way?
It's
Considering, like,
between... It's like as low as 5 feet and as high as 10 feet. So it's actually pretty easy to do from an athletics check point of view.
okay, that was what it was.
And then the Ghost attacks you. Oh, hitting you for 19 necrotic damage.
Yep. Wait, can you both at one time? Alright.
The fear effect is passive just by being close to it.
Gotcha.
You don't have to. It doesn't have to do an action to do.
Cool. That's a scary ghost.
Yes. That's how they work. Now it's Michael's turn. I am good.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to just point my hand out right here and go Silentium and cast Silence.
Ooh.
Ooh, a smart choice. So let's just say it's 4 squares big. 'Cause
Nice.
it's 4. That's a 20-foot radius. So it's a sphere. Let's say it's a cross shape.
Okay, so I guess it emanate from here is where I'd put it in the center. If it's plus.
Yeah, are you doing a cross shape diagonally? Like an X instead?
Yeah, it'd have to. Yeah, it actually have to be vertical. Like
Oh,
this.
it's that small. Okay, I thought you meant like the grid squares. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, if it was, yeah, that would be too big.
Because it's
Um,
I will take.
yeah. So yeah,
And I'll move
that,
here.
Yeah, that includes her. So
as I
that's
said.
gonna
Do
be
you
the
not
four.
want to do diagonally and get the both of them? Because it's still 10 across.
It?
I mean,
No,
she
I mean
could
that
do-
that would not. I mean, you would still get her, but he moved
I think I'm out of range for. I'm hoping I'm out of range for spells. She'd have to move into that. Is why I cast.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah,
don't. I
that-
don't
that-
know.
It depends on the spell.
Yeah.
Some spells have really, really, really long ranges in this game. Depends on the spell.
Yep.
But yeah, actually, I'm gonna be a bit more generous. I don't like making it that small. The scaling is gonna drive me crazy. It makes me work way harder than I should. Let's just. Gosh, actually, I can make circles. What am I doing? Not that I forgot that I can make circles with the drawing. Do that instead. Alright. Now it's the Night Hag's turn. They move closer. One. She communicates. She puts out a hand to them in warning. And they can't hear her, but they understand what's going on. They understand that there's a silence field. So they don't.
Yeah, and through the field, I'm just like both middle fingers up at him. Come at me, bitches.
Put them like one there and one there. That one's just out of reach of the field. This one is also, but I don't know if it can reach with the spell. We'll find out. So Night Hags.
I would say, if you allow me to retcon it, I would move it over to the left a little bit, so it would encompass anything in that entry point.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I will block it so that. Well, the thing is, like, if she knows about it, but they don't know what it is because it's invisible.
She's still got to
I
get
don't
through
know.
it.
I don't know if it's invisible, but let's just say they don't know exactly where it is, but they know that there's one near her. So that means that this Night Hag can't do anything because, well, does she have anything that's not based on sound?
Throw a rock at me.
She can't do that. She can't do that. Actually, she can do that. Okay. She just enters the ethereal plane and can just take the invisible from you, essentially. Just move her off to a different layer. That does not require. That's an at-will thing they could do. The other one, can she cast a spell from that far away? I'll just do something simple and do ray. Nope, that won't go far enough. That will. Magic missile at will does it at Michael. 11 force damage from this one back here. It's pretty far reaching. Yeah. Let me switch places of those two. That way I can have the correct one in the turn order. Because that will be annoying having an invisible thing that you guys can't see. Just there. And then move this other one back. And then make that one that layer and the other one on the other layer. Because the one that I had selected originally would have made it original turn, or invisible turn. Alright, Darius, your turn.
Well, cool. Hey, how does the rule about multiple spells per turn work when you use an item? I guess.
The item is still casting a spell, so it works the
That's-
exact same way.
Yeah, it's. I'm looking up right now. It says cast a spell. Okay, right. Fine. So how high is the wall next to me?
10 to 15, 10 to, sorry, 5 to 10, I can't speak. 5 to 10, so I'll just say that yours is 10 feet. Actual
I mean, you can also
roll,
peer
say-
out the side of the door, Finn. here.
We'll-
Yeah, that's true. I could just run around. That's easier.
It's actually one of the shorter half, so it's 5 feet tall. I rolled to see if it's one or the other.
Yeah, that's cool. You know what? Fuck that. I'm just going to run away from this guy. Go here and go. Fuck! Ah, there's more of them.
You doing disengage or?
He does.
Investigate.
No, I don't. He does get an attack.
Okay. Then Withering Touch. Critical miss.
He jams his hand in the stone wall. Ah.
Well, shit. Okay, ranges are weird. Can I move like past here, not far, or trigger another attack? Or
I will let you move.
yeah, tell me.
Yeah,
just
you can be either here or here. They're somewhere next to Adrian. You can't move any further than that.
Okay, that's fine. Now you have to tell me about range. Specifically, how much is 120 feet? Yeah.
I will say that you can do about 150 feet. You cannot quite reach there with a fireball. Like this is about the range. You'd need to get about where Lucian is.
What
Yeah, I mean
the-
if you wanted to cast a
Fireball is
fireball.
150 feet, so.
That cannot be
Okay,
150 feet. That must be doing it by tens or something. That must be doubling the distance.
No, I mean we already looked at the. We were talking about the scale before. I did not change the scale mathematically as far as what the map's using. We're using our own scale, which is why I said that's further. That I'm giving him more than 120 feet, but I'm not stretching it out to like twice the distance.
No, that's cool.
So each one of
Yeah,
these
yeah.
squares is 20?
No, one square is 50 feet, so you within it are 25. Like
Whoa, that's
make
way...
it 25.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Unfortunately,
you said
they-
earlier, scale is fucked
it's
on this map.
really irritating that they decided to do it that way because they expect combat to happen here because there's a side quest associated with this, and there's no
Not
battle
a-
map of the map.
Not a place for
available.
ranged combat then. Okay.
Yeah, sucks. Well, shit, that destroys my plan. They wanted to put a wall in the southern entrance.
Well, I mean, there a lot of the things that are going to be moving closer are pretty dumb creatures. They're probably going to go through the choke point. Not all of them, but many.
So you
And
can.
that there will still definitely be an opportunity for you to nuke them all with a
So
fireball.
what? You're going to do a wall of fire in front of this doorway here, and
Not in front of that one, I mean.
I want to do the other one to prevent them from getting more in, which is a wise
I'm
course
just
of action.
assuming you're gonna be able to take them all out.
You can do that
okay.
next turn, definitely.
Technically, the ghost that scared me is not in vision anymore, right?
Not what? I didn't hear what you said. The word kind of was.
The ghost that scared me isn't in range anymore, right?
Which it was 60, I think. What was it?
No, I mean not in vision anymore.
It's not in vision. No, that's right. Yes, if that's the question. Yes.
Cool. Oh shit, that's only 5 feet. Man, I just don't have any of those silly rage spells.
silly range spells.
You could kill some of the things
This is
near us.
Yeah,
Try to
it,
I
stop us
can,
from getting
but then
surrounded.
yeah, that's probably, you know what? I'm just going to
If it were me, I'd go after that guy because he'll probably go after you. Revenant is going to be busy with
yeah,
this.
should get. You're right. I should get first blood. How far is he from me, roughly?
The Revenant.
Yeah.
He's.
No, not this guy. This guy.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, I was
that
gonna
guy.
say-
That guy's like, I would say 30 feet away.
Okay. Okay, go take your word. Then I'm going to Ray of Frost him.
Yeah, that's fine. Sure.
I guess. Well, it's just 1. 8 cold damage and minus 10 feet speed. Next turn.
Nice.
Just
Okay.
checking to see if they have any resistances to cold. Undead are weird sometimes. No.
Yeah,
but-
it's odd. I'm taking that gamble.
And the game will pay it off because this guy does not seem to resist it in any way.
Well,
Don't
fuck
you have
yes.
a staff with a bunch of cool things too?
Yeah, he does. It's all cold related. He doesn't want to go to something that crazy right now. Baba the Saiga.
No, that's cool. And I guess, well, you know what? It's not actually bad. Just use a cantrip this turn. Cool. I'm done.
Okay. Ooh, wow. All right. That's tempting. There's lots of options here. What about that one? Nope, too far. That one. That could probably work, but can she make it? Yeah, she can make it through the silence wave. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, totally. Or you can make it all the way past that still. So yeah, Baba Lasega just walks through the silence domain, the sphere, and makes it to the other side. And then casts.
Fuck, she's so far
I'm gonna
away.
do black tentacles on Michael, beating up on you because you're the closest one.
Mhm.
So you need to do a dex save.
Alright,
That's not good.
she's too far away for counter spell.
I mean, tentacles is like restraining. It's not that worth a counterspell, surely.
Yeah.
Also,
What
damage?
happens? Yeah, it does damage as well. When a creature they start their turn there. All right, so wait, so the first time on a turn, or starts its turn there. Okay, so we're gonna take all those saves and we're gonna keep them in our pocket for now. So you will, when you start your turn, get restrained and take 13 damage.
Mhm.
Oh, that's not. I'll just do it now and just not apply the damage yet because you might, take other forms of damage. Anyway, that's her turn. The white, plural. One white moves closer to Cole, attacks him. Okay. That misses. I don't know why it says that it has some other ability that does not have, but whatever. Just do this again. Misses. Alright, another white. So we got the one that's up here. 1, 2, 3. Can't do anything to 1, too far away. That guy can attack Darius pretty easily.
Oh, really? He has 40 feet of movement.
Well, we've been having 3 spaces of movement.
That's cool, you just said he was about 30 feet away and just thought, oh cool, I can subtract and he won't be able to get me.
Oh yeah, you're right. 30 feet of movement. You're right. God, the fucking scaling is the worst thing in the fucking world. Can't believe they
Just-
didn't do
yeah.
that.
I
It's
don't
so
expect you to
annoying.
keep it on.
I have an idea for it. If you
Yeah,
It
we'd have
would
to
be
be
like
consistent.
Willing?
Yeah, what's your idea?
how this map is, it's like a zoomed out like eagle eye view. Every
Right.
square is like 25 feet or like whatever.
Yeah.
As
Yeah,
soon as
essentially.
combat starts, like then the camera zooms in, all the squares get smaller and they become 5 feet.
Yeah, that only becomes an issue only in one way, and it only is a way if you guys do this, is if you try to use the environment to do anything, like using the walls or whatever. We'll have to be more creative there because then the scaling gets really weird. Like the boulders become huge if we zoom in like that. They block a lot more and they're more obstructive. But that can work for now. We'll have to
You don't-
decide on doing that from this point on. And so what we'll do is after this turn, we'll adopt that standard. So that would be at Lucian's turn. For now, I will keep going with what I have been doing, just to be fair, I guess.
Yeah, you don't have to change any scaling. It's just like we have to imagine like each of these squares are a 10 by 10.
Yeah, and then and we just have to. That thing that gets weird is only the environment around it. Then essentially isn't stretching, but we'd have to imagine it is, which is the weird part. I don't know why they thought this was a good battle map with such a large size. Because it's unreasonable for everybody to be moving like one space, and they
Yeah,
can't even do
it's
that.
like- It's like Google Maps. Like when you zoom in, the buildings get bigger. You know, it's kind of like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really the same thing. But what would happen is that the spear would actually get wider. It would be like it would get this like bigger around, but it's
Yeah.
not. So it's gonna be kind of funky. This other white already moved. This white moved. This white moved. That's the white's turn. So it's cool.
Okay then. Well, the first thing I do is say, "Fuck." And then,
Correct.
And then, since I was recently intuned into nature, into my Fey heritage, I feel more at power. I feel more able to channel that energy, and so I'm gonna reach down, like just grab a handful of dirt, whisper something into it, kind of like divine words, and then I'm gonna blow the dirt. And like as the dirt is released out of my hand into this cloud, it's going to create a greenish glow, almost like an aura, and then it's going to split into two, as these two separate clouds are gaining energy from the Feywild. And I'm going to cast Conjure Animals
Smart.
as I
Yeah.
summon as I summon Fey spirits.
Okay, so you're picking two, I think, CR1s?
I'm going with the two CR1s, so two dire wolves are going to appear.
Yeah. The only
And
thing
I-
is, I will not. I'll be an asshole here only because it's something I've been assholed before myself. Is that conjure animals and conjure within beings and all those from the druid spell don't actually let you, the person who's casting it, choose the animals, but you get to choose what the number of creatures and their strength. So I get to choose. But I will look very briefly at the beast.
Then I'm not going to do that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know that. You'll know it in a mechanical way. You can choose
Oh.
not to do that.
And I don't even want to have the spell prepared then.
Mm. You can change out of it too. We never
Okay.
discussed it, so you can totally do that.
Okay, then yeah. I'll do that after my turn's over. Then I'll do something else. Let's see.
Yeah, the only reason why I bring that up is because it can be very, very strong if you pick a lot of the same creatures, like even direwolves, because then they start having pack tactics and shit, and it can get kind of crazy. So that's why they. Also, there's another thing, like the classic, you summon 8 Fey, like little fairies, and then they cast Tyrannosaurus Rex, and then the whole game breaks. Yeah, so that's why that's literally designed the way it is, and everybody has that kind of misnomer that you can choose.
So, instead of doing that, I'm still gonna call upon the Feywild, as I have a more direct connection to it at the moment, and I'm gonna raise my hands up into the air, and I'm gonna do a chant. It's kind of like a storm chant. I start doing like a storm dance.
That's a better idea.
and
Yeah, you can take advantage of the
and
light
the-
storm that's already there. Yeah.
and the fog above like starts to turn like very, very dark, and then like you start to hear like minor cracks of a thunder, Um, and then it's almost like the air begins to cool and freeze as moisture comes down from this cloud. As I cast ice, ice storm.
Okay, I thought we did call lightning, but you surprised me.
Mm.
Yeah, sure. Ice storm. Go right ahead.
I get a range of 300 feet.
Yeah,
so I
it's
want
huge.
to put it. I want to take out all these minions.
Yeah, you pretty much will. How big of a radius is it?
It's a 20-foot radius. Oh, it's a 40 by 40 area.
Okay. We'll go by what's there for now. Well, God, I fucking hate this. The problem with these lingering effects is we change scales partway through is I'm hurting people in their what they've already cast, and I'd rather not do that, so I'll theater of mind it instead, and we'll see how many you take down. So you do a 20-foot radius. Let's just say you take out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 separate guys. Essentially, that whole big square right here. There's the big, like, I keep selecting that. All right, this like whole square here. All these guys. So
Yeah,
that's a large amount
20
of people.
29 points of damage.
Even if they take the dex save, I don't think any of them survive. Actually, technically, the needle blights can barely. So I'll do some.
29 if they fail. 14 if they pass.
Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot to add the. You're right. That actually kills all of them no matter what because it's just how it works. I accidentally
Cold
got rid
clears
of this.
That's how you clear a room.
I think the needle blight was right before the twig blight. I'll just say it's a 4. I really hate that they delete that. I wish they would just keep it active. Even if you delete the token, it shouldn't matter. Yeah, you killed a fuck ton of blights behind them.
Yay!
Silly minions.
Yep.
They're just asking
Uh,
to be obliterated.
And then I'm gonna bonus action call upon some more Fey energy and heal Arius a little bit.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm gonna use 2 points of my 8.
Yep.
I'm
see
gonna
what you
target
roll.
Darius.
He heals for 7 with 2 temporary.
And I recently found out you can just write plus X
Yep.
in the thing,
Yep.
and it does it automatically. My life just
Yeah, I didn't know that until pretty much the beginning of this campaign, where I read up on that. I'm like, oh, geez, that's way easier than typing in the doing the math yourself.
You know what I also found out yesterday?
Yeah.
You can move like this. So much more convenient than dragging everything manually.
Yes. Okay. After Cole's turn, we go to Adrian's turn, aka Lucian's scorned friend.
Yeah.
Um,
This is like a 1v1 just duel kind of thing.
Yeah, that's.
Must be nice.
typically revenants can actually will regenerate over time, but because he was being hit with radiant damage, it prevented that from happening this turn. But he still can try to do something. So you need. This is directed at Lucian. You need to do a Wisdom saving throw.
Pretty good. Let's see.
Which you make because, of course, everybody gonna make all the cool shit happen. Yeah, you don't have that effect at all. But it still can do that
Yep.
and do an longsword attack. So I'll try to do that. That takes it substitutes.
That'll hit.
Yeah, because it rolled really well once. So yeah, you take 13 slashing damage. One's turn.
Okay. So
He's
how
not
many
moving.
squares can I move? Like
Um,
there, like
God.
that sort of.
Oh my. We'll just go with the new one, and we'll have to theater of mind where you actually are relative to the environment. So just move as far as you can.
Well, that's
Just
what I'm
any
asking.
squares
How
you
far
normally
can
can.
I move?
So you can move 30 feet, so you can move 6 squares. We have to go. We're gonna go with the new scaling because it's the only way we can do this really well, go long term. Otherwise, we just have to not
Right.
use the environment.
I can
Imagine it's
move.
Not there.
With attacks of opportunity from both there, I can move over here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I move over here. I ask Darius, please create a wall of fire to stop those from coming in. And I cast third level heroism on all three of us.
Okay. That is fine. Yeah. Fear doesn't affect your ability to cast that, and it also then your immunity will counteract it. But you do get 2 opportunity attacks against you: one from a ghost, one from a banshee. Taking 18 necrotic.
damage. That's pretty bad.
That's
I
it, but you
assume
don't
that
have fear
damage.
anymore.
I assume that damage comes in before the heroism is cast.
Yeah, it's an opportunity attack. So yeah, it was definitely before you cast the heroism. So, but the good thing about the heroism is that it negates the fright, the fear that you had on
Yeah.
yourself and Darius.
So everyone gets
Ooh.
those 2.
Also, every turn.
Go on.
Yeah, you also get that heroism effect. I'll give that to you as well.
What's your spellcasting modifier?
Yeah, a +2 HP for each round.
Cool.
But
Oh, by the way, you're like, not sure I can stop ghosts with a wall.
It's worth a try. Seriously.
Yeah. Let me check to see.
Yeah, Michael
You
Hughes
can, like,
is like,
float through
they'll
the-
go right through them.
Yeah, we shall see what they can do.
Oh, that was the other thing. So if I can move 5, can I, after casting that, go over here to sort of hold the line if it's not going to do fireball, even if that guy has an attack of opportunity anyway? Which is kind of a dick move if they're having a one-on-one, but nonetheless.
I don't know how he would spend his reaction. I mean, if you're in a very vulnerable position, no, he would still attack you. I could think of a justification. He would do it because he would want to spite Lucian, anybody that's with him.
Okay.
That is
So-
just more of a get away from me.
I'll reconsider that, considering this guy would also... Oh, sorry, you've already rolling.
No, I mean, if you don't want to go, you cannot go.
Oh, okay.
But if you move out of his space again, then yeah, you can get an opportunity attack. But it's going to be the 15, which won't hit you. But you have to commit. You can't act with the knowledge of doing that. I guess that's kind of weird, but whatever.
It's fine.
What specifically are you doing?
I'm going to stay here because I've already taken a pretty bad hit, so I'm not going to risk it. As well as this other guy, this other enemy next to Darius would also swing.
Yeah, he would also get one. You are correct about that. All right then. So we move to the needle blades.
So
Yeah, I'm going to move that sphere. Essentially, I'm going to say that the sphere of silence is covering the whole entrance and what's close by to it. As far as my goal is, I wanted to communicate that to you with our weird scaling problems. But the needle blights right now, they don't give a shit about that. That doesn't really affect them in any real way. They can move their number of spaces that they need to. Just to attack you as normal. 5, 10, 15, 20. I think they can move 50 further than that. Let me check. Yeah, they can. Alright, there. And then this one moves moves there, that one moves there, and that one moves there. They're all like cramped up in the middle. 1, 2. So 3 are within range of hitting you, Michael, with needle attacks. 19? Yeah, 19 hits you. So you take 8 piercing. Then the twig blights, they're way more cramped. They moved later, so they're just going to try to climb over the side. They're going to need strength checks. See if they can make it. Wow. They have a +1 and they rolled like terrible. Alright. None of them make it over the side because they're garbage. One of them even falls prone. I don't think there are any of their needle blights. No, they're not. So, Lucia.
He's just gonna be like, I'm sorry, I have to do this. He's gonna...
At
Again.
least get into flanking.
Yeah, for the second time. I'm sorry, I have to do this.
Are you not going to get into
first
flanking
attack-
that you could easily do? Go on.
Yeah, the first
Oh.
attack misses.
Oh yeah, right.
And
Is it the new movement for everybody? Like I can safely move 3.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
That are even right there because Darius is there.
Well,
Yeah, even though, yeah, that would work. And unfortunately, that would give you 2 hits, yeah.
can I
make this
also
pretty-
retcon that I gave Lucian inspiration, even though he's not going to add it to these attacks because he's already rolled? But
Yeah, you could do that,
Okay.
but he can't, you're right. He's not allowed to add these rolls, add anything to these rolls.
so for the first attack, 12, and if it kills him, I'm just gonna move on.
No.
Okay, for the second.
Alright, he takes more damage.
He's still up and going.
Yeah,
Is
you
he-
can't see his bar, it's about 70%.
Oh, like he has 70% left.
Yes,
Oh,
he's pretty beefy.
are you rethinking that one-on-one?
well,
I mean, you get like 2 good hits.
If only we
Yeah,
had
and you
someone
can't
who
regenerate
specialized
because of
in
your radiant
undead.
Yeah. that's
If
fine.
only the person
But,
who knows
yeah, your
he...
radiant damage is pretty much the deal breaker in that you probably can win because he doesn't have a supply of healing.
Yeah.
You do. and
Believe in
well,
yourself.
no, I was just
You
more
do way more
trying
damage.
to. I was still pretty preoccupied trying to get over here,
Mm.
but I figured I could kill him.
Yeah, Michael is in a perilous position then if he gets hit.
Yeah, that's why. All right.
Yeah, I forgot to. When we did Michael's turn, he cast. Why does something feel weird? Because
I've only had one turn.
Yeah, we did the Night Hag. Oh, it was Baba the Saga that cast it. That's why it's only come around. It's been that long. All right, Ophelia. She tried casting that Eye Bite once.
Yeah, I was going to say, if only the person who knows heat metal can finally use that against an armoured enemy, and you didn't already declare this a one-on-one.
Well, I'm sorry, I wasn't aware that my dead best friend was gonna be here.
Yeah.
That was a unknown.
Yeah, still nonetheless declare
Uh,
this a one-on-one, and kind of... it's fine.
You know, it's like an honor thing. You can't have someone else kill the person you killed.
You don't know one very well, she's pretty...
I mean, you can.
It's just that Lucian's
Yeah, so I'm
gonna be
getting
kind
wrapped
of
up in
pissed.
black tentacles. No, do your thing. I got this.
Yeah.
Okay, it's just gonna do. Wait, 1 second. You did the go back, look at something really quick. You cast the silence there, and then you took the magic missile there. You did not roll a con save, or to see if you got the shield of faith still. So I'm gonna need that from you right now.
Ah, that's right. Yep.
It wouldn't have mattered.
I-
There weren't any attacks against Lucian since
Right.
then.
And then I still have the other attack that's imminent with the tentacles. So that's going to be 2 cons.
Right.
Another one when I start.
Would you take the damage? But for right now, you made it. It's only a 10. It's really easy to maintain concentration. Unless you get hit a lot, then it's way more likely to not work. But
Yeah.
anyway, she just tries a hold person attempt. So you need to do another wisdom saving throw. Okay, you are
Cleric.
extremely lucky.
I'm
Yeah.
very wise.
Yeah, very wise. Then yep, that
But
does
as
not
slow
work
as a
either.
pack.
So Worm Wiggle is getting frustrated that you keep easily resisting all these things. Actually, she would have to move out of the radius to do that. So let's say we move there.
Yeah, excellent.
Banshee. Okay. Okay. Moves there. Doesn't even need to try. Could technically even go in a straight line because they can travel through walls without any issue. All creatures within 30 feet.
Then what's stopping them from falling to the centre of the earth?
Wow, that's really pretty decent.
That's deep.
Whoa, man, that's
whoa.
pretty deep.
This is gonna be scary. So
Oh, but she's in sunlight.
Mhm. I know this spell.
oh yeah, right, that she's in the sunlight. Yeah, you're right. It isn't
That's-
until a
well,
day.
no,
It's just that, yeah, you're right about. I forgot about that. That's kind of weird, isn't it?
Because the sun sword is like...
The sun sword does kind of matter. It doesn't provide actual like sunlight. It's just I'm not gonna go with that anyway. Well, for multiple reasons. Also daytime. I didn't think about that. I thought that the fog would work, but no, not really. So we'll just go with a different action. So that's not gonna ever work. Go with instead.
I've killed an entire party with that whale once.
Yeah, I could see that. But yeah, it's a bit. I could see why the sunlight restriction is there because that con save.
Oh, it sucks.
But the visage thing is still active. Saving throw if they make the effect. No, actually, they can't be done. So this would only affect Lucian because he was not heroized. So you don't make it.
He was heroism. I said that level 3 heroism.
Oh yeah, you did. You did
That's
all
why.
three?
That's
Okay.
why I went up to all of them.
Yeah, I thought you were just doing Darius because he was there. And yourself. But that makes sense. Then that doesn't. Then she wouldn't do that. She wouldn't know these things. Like, you could see the effect. I'll just fucking do a basic attack. That's all I can really do.
Yeah, I mean, I asked.
They really don't have any other options anymore. The whale won't work in daytime at all. She does not have advantage, so that does not hit. That's that Banshee's turn.
I was wondering why he didn't have that
1,
token
2,
that I
3,
applied.
4. Yeah, I will give him that. I thought that he did not have it, but he does.
Yeah, that's...
So a shield of faith, and he has. That's some heroism.
That's a lot of undead. Real tight together. Wish I was there. Thinking of you guys.
Yeah,
Alright.
good. We really
You should
split
say,
up our
"Come back."
forces well, guys.
You should
Alright.
fall back to us. If you
The
weren't
plan.
this-
Oh!
Alright.
Well, I can't because I'm restrained by a hag.
I'm s-
That is. That is aimed at Darius, but doesn't hit. 'cause
Rook.
she-
Nope, does
really
not.
can't aim.
Even it doesn't even hit my pathetic AC.
Still go around and hit one, but that would be. Yeah, you did. I'll let you do that as soon as this turn is over.
Okay.
You only have done, I don't know, once.
I think
Yeah, I think. If you cast the heroism, yeah, you only did it one time. So anyway, ghost just goes around and attacks one with advantage.
Why advantage?
Because of the dude here, the Revenant is right on the other side.
Oh,
of him.
right.
The ghost is here.
When you said ghost, I was not imagining the blue token.
Yeah, it is. It's weird. Withering touch with advantage.
Oh,
Did not matter.
Nope. No,
beautiful.
that doesn't happen.
Oh,
Okay, you're gonna use it. Well, I mean, the 22 is gonna happen then, just
Yeah.
so you know.
Yeah, at
I've
least
got the
crit is prevented. Sure, thanks.
that.
On whom?
So that would be. Oh,
A
but that.
creature within
that's-
30 feet of you.
Yeah, the problem is if we've been using the skill we have been, we've been using three
Well,
spaces.
okay. I will use my reaction to then do my blood knowledge.
I thought it was something
and
that I
impose
could see.
disadvantage.
No, you're right. You can make a disadvantage, but that just does the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I mean that's what I
so
was
yeah,
intending.
effectively a very, very similar thing.
Yeah.
So you still take 16 damage.
Okay. 16
rather than
damage, and
26.
16 damage and a
Yeah, 16
concentration.
rather than 26 is, yep, con save.
Oop.
This would be
Well.
for heroism.
14 damage effectively until the next round.
Yeah, it would be a con save to see if you still maintain concentration on the heroism or not. And
Fine.
the fear effect won't happen until their turn, so if you can get it off again, if you wanted to, it would work.
Concentration. Sorry, it's taken too long.
Yeah.
I was just figuring out
You
that.
make it.
Oh, barely. Jeez,
Um,
ow.
Then, yeah, you can have one act now. I mean, not one, 4 act now. You only would have gotten 1 turn with it, so
Okay.
however far you want to make it move.
I want him to essentially dash in here, like dashing.
That makes sense. So 1, 2, 3. Actually, we've been doing 5 feet, not 10 feet. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, you can get all the way in, like totally in here if you want him to. But he'd have to then go through enemies. So it's just you want him to be like right over here by the
I want
banshees?
to. Can I have him just above Cole?
Yeah, okay,
Okay.
that's fine. Because there was some cramping going on and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go through that. That's okay. And then what, he's gonna just attack the white?
Well, he dashed there, so he can't attack as well.
Yeah, you're right, he can't attack, but yeah, he's next to Cole. Then it's Michael's turn, which that
Hey,
means
doggy.
he would be restrained.
Yeah. So, yeah, he waves off the hold spell, and then he looks at his feet, and there's these black tentacles coming out of the ground. So, oh, be gentle. As the tentacles wrap around his chest, squeeze him.
Give quite the squeeze. So you do take the damage that we originally relied on, which was like 13 or something.
What you?
13, yeah, that was a good guess.
Ha, what you
13
don't know is
damage
this is a
and-
fantasy of mine.
Oh god. That's kinky. It's Michael, then he's made a con save again. Let's see if he got Shield of Faith still up on Lucien. He still does. Now you're ready to. You can act. You're restrained, but you can act. So you can still do many things, like range things, whatever.
Might want to shield himself.
Yeah,
You can't do both.
That's
You
fine.
can't do both at once.
yeah. I wish I did that at the beginning of this round, but no, I gotta go kill my friend again. You got all 20 of those guys, right? Cleric?
Yeah,
Yep.
it's not ideal.
This is not ideal.
Not ideal at all.
What to do? Shit. I mean, I guess I gotta get out of here. So I'm gonna, cause I want to cast, Mass Healing Word, and the range on that 60 feet. I don't think I'll be able to reach the entire party, so I gotta break free. So that's strength, I assume. Or how do I-
Well, then go back to Black Tentacles. Let me check. It didn't paste the description, so it can. That's ever black tentacle. That's right. If you want to get out of it, you can make a strength or dexterity against the DC,
Yeah,
which
we'll go
is hard. It's 17. So let's see what you can do.
My God, this is
Inspiration?
not fun. I mean, I do have it. Do I want to waste it on a strength save? Boo.
Okay. 1 second. You can. Yeah, you can. I think you can like teleport, right? I think you can see.
No, I'm scaring people around me to run.
Oh. It'd be interesting if that will.
They're frightened of me
Yeah,
until
see.
the end of my next turn, which, that doesn't do... Well, that didn't do anything. I take that back. So it's just one round of combat. Fuck.
No,
I
it's
guess
1 minute, right?
1 minute, which is one round of combat?
No,
And-
1 minute
and
is 10
rounds.
rounds of combat.
Oh,
Yeah, one round
Okay.
of combat is 6 seconds. So-
that's good to know.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's better.
Yeah, it's way better. Still don't know if I want to use it yet. I mean, yeah, fuck it. I'm not gonna waste any more time. I'll just do a strength with my inspiration.
Yeah, if you
Yay!
use it for- then yeah, you are free of it if you do use your inspiration.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. She has an attack of opportunity.
Aren't
Yes.
frightened, possibly?
No, he didn't go with that. You can't do both.
Oh.
He was trying to decide between the two. I go back to Black Tentacles. I'm just checking to see if it's still there, or is it just... Yeah, it's still there. I just gotta make sure I put it there. So, draw a shape. Like that.
Do we still have a bonus action?
Yeah, you did. You didn't spend it. You use your action to get out of the tentacles.
Is everyone within 60 feet of me, would you say?
Yeah. Yeah. All your friendlies are. Yep.
Fuck me.
Ooh. Ooh.
Can I give him an inspiration to reroll that? Or?
Yeah, you can give your character. You can give your player inspirations away. Yeah, you can.
I will.
That means you can re-roll the one, or I mean, you can re-roll either one if you want to. And you don't have to accept. So
I'll take that. Yeah, I'll roll another d4.
yeah, if you want to try to heal from one.
Fuck! God,
Oh,
it was just
fuck.
not meant to be.
Unfortunately, that's how that goes.
Lady of Luck, you bitch! You fucking.
Just a bad day for my...
Well, everybody heals for 7 hit points.
7 hit
So,
points, okay.
yeah.
Jeez Louise. Fucking garbage. But such is the way of the dice.
Yes. Okay, that is all your actions. The Night Hags back here can move now. They can move pretty far now that they're using a different scaling. 5, 10, 15, 20, well, no, 15, 20, 25, 30. Alrighty. Yeah, she's there. She comes out of the ethereal plane because why not? And then okay, that could work. Consumes a shared spellcasting coven slot to cast lightning bolt.
Perfect.
Yeah, if
Nice.
you want to counterspell that, that would be.
Yeah, for sure. Like,
Yeah.
she comes out of that, I don't know, what do hacks do to cast? Like, pick up the pendant.
Yeah. Whatever she has to do, she
Zap.
does. She tries to do it. She tries to cast lightning, but you counter it because that was gonna hit like a lot of people. The other
Yeah, now I'm
lightning
glad I only use the cantrip, guys.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I mean, technically that would work. But actually, I'll go over here instead. Alright. So she goes over
I thought
here.
we were only able to move. I thought we were only able to move 3 squares if we had a range of 30 feet.
Yeah, we changed it because of Cole's suggestion. That if you want to move 3 more feet, if you only did,
Oh.
then yeah, you can. I mean, I don't know where you would go, but
Boop.
yeah, that is perfectly valid. Yeah, we changed it to normal. So just imagine that one movement, your size is a square, so then it's 5 feet. So 5,
Perfect.
10, like
4
that.
squares.
Yeah, 4 squares for 20 feet.
Cool.
Anyway, this other night hag did not go. What is it gonna do? I will do another lightning bolt, because why not? They only
Well,
have
shit.
one lightning.
Boiled.
Yeah, they can cast it between themselves. That's gonna try to hit Cole and Lucian, but it will hit 1 of 4 as well. So jeez. Well, let me see here. How wide is it? Like, I think they're pretty wide. Yeah, 5 feet wide from that angle. Diagonals in this fucking game are annoying. I'll be nice and make it only hit Cole and Lucian and not 4. So let's do how many die is that?
Oh man.
Yeah.
86.
Jesus. Fuck.
19.
Oh.
Then you need to roll Dex
Okay.
for half. So that's Cole and Lucian. Dex for half, and the DC is... Well, Lucian did not make it. Cole did. So Lucian takes 19. Cole takes 9.
I had some bonus.
I guess lightning damage?
17? No, I mean from heroism.
Yeah,
Did I
plus
get
2
10?
temporary each round.
Temporary hit points, not anything to save.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah, the hit point.
Yeah, right.
17,
right.
yeah.
So you took 17 damage, yeah. Yep. Cole took only 9. Alright. That is those guys' turn. Now it's Darius. This is gonna be a long fight.
This is way too many undead
Yeah.
around us, guys. So,
By all means, if you
Yeah.
want to do Thunderclap, even though you hit me, by all means. Alright.
no, that's cool. And you just said like normal distances, right? Then I'm going
Yes,
to.
normal distances now. Try to just not use the goddamn walls, because they're...
Sure, that's fine. I'm going to like send it on this point. This level, it's a level 4 fireball that should get
Oh, right.
everyone.
Yeah, you're able to avoid hitting us with that, aren't you?
Yeah, sure. Yes, I can get my whole party in fireball.
I was about to say, that's
No,
quite
yesterday I
quite a
got-
power move to
I
just
got-
kill yourself and everyone else. Let's go.
This
You're
is-
all
you-
coming with me.
You don't kill the party, I kill the party.
I just executed a Nike's plan of killing
Hmm.
Oh well, no, he only wanted to kill one person. Did I play that?
You could cast it in such a way that you hit the ghost, the 2 banshees in the white without hitting you or one.
Yep. Like the way spell shape works is basically just they can pick who isn't hit by
Yep.
it.
Yeah, that's literally how it works. So it's actually extremely strong. Evokers can then be a little bit more reckless. So anyway, 32
Oh,
damage.
Also,
Dex,
that's another 1d6 because I just up. Oh, yeah. 6. Oh, cool, that's a 6. So 32 damage.
Yep, Yeah,
I
got
think that hits everyone here, right? Both hacks, all those, whatever
Oh,
those
you're
are.
trying to hit everybody, period, and you're trying to. You can not hit everybody in our own party. Like you cannot hit yourself.
Yeah, I mean it's level 4
One,
spell. I can
Michael,
make
Cole,
5
Zane,
exception.
yeah. See, I didn't know you can do 5 people. That's crazy.
Yep, it scales with spell level, basically. That's why
Yeah, I'm just saying that's really crazy because you essentially just nuke yourself. Wow, I didn't know it was that good.
I
I thought it
know.
was restricted. Um,
I mean, you have to consider the opportunity cost. I don't have like an Abjurer's Arcane Ward. That's kind of the trade-off here.
yeah, but I would definitely argue that being able to just fire a fireball at your feet is stronger than an arcane ward.
I mean, I could Hypnotic Pattern if I bothered to learn it.
Yeah, the only thing I would think of that being more powerful would be like an illusionist, because illusionists can be kind of broken if they want to be. They can make like anything into reality. Anyway, that's fine. We'll just go with that. That's crazy strong. So 32 damage, dex half, you need to go saves. Give me a second.
I mean, give you that. That's like a situation where it's perfect. Just all of us within
Yeah.
range and
I
like
mean,
6-7 enemies.
he did roll a couple ones too in the.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a
Yeah.
particularly great fireball, but still. I mean, I
Yeah.
get shade. That
Everybody get
is
around. I've got a
pretty
story to
86
tell you.
is 48,
Fireball.
so it's technically just above average. Actually, you did okay, so it's about average actually. So you get kind of duck save. So, what else?
Not
we got?
Babali Saga, I think. The other ones, though.
Oh, okay, whatever.
Hero.
All right. So pretty much everybody failed except for one of the banshees. So
God damn, hell yeah.
He's a hero.
just do the one up top that takes the least amount. So minus
I'm going to make a
16.
statue out of one of these rocks.
Dedicated to that fireball.
Does anybody have any resistance to fire?
The
Actually,
I
yes.
hope not. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
I forgot the ghosts have resistance to fire.
Oh, you're asking
Uh,
the enemies? You're asking out loud, not to the party. Okay.
I think the hacks have resistance, right?
No,
They-
I don't know about the hags, but the ghosts don't. The ghosts have resistance, so that they take half, but they still immune to take a lot of damage. But I mean, and then the
Unfortunately, Nighthags do have resistance to fire.
they do, yeah. They actually have a lot of resistances, weirdly.
I remember the fight in the mill. That was frustrating.
Yeah. So 16.
Yeah, it's like, aren't you supposed to burn witches at the stake? What the fuck?
Alright.
That's like a rumor they started.
Yeah, we hate fire. Use it.
Okay, so the whites take the full amount of damage, so then they get hit really hard. The Revenant takes full damage, the Banshees take half damage, the Ghosts take half damage, and the Night Hags take half damage. That's still what's big softening up, especially the whites. The whites are almost dead.
Is the Revenant almost dead?
He's about half dead. Baba the Saiga, and it was fire, so it doesn't. He can't heal. That's not a very good heal, because fire. I would say fire and radiant is not very common, but fire damage is.
Fire, yeah, fire is pretty common.
It's like it's the most common element, I would say.
Okay. Yeah, I wish I
Yeah.
could move, but I can't. So
No, you really
just go
cannot.
to,
Don't.
like stand my
Right in the
ground.
middle of this blood orgy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not-
10,
Don't worry, you've still got
15.
your orc ability to survive fall for the first time, and you.
Yeah, I presume I'm not going to go down this turn. I do. Well, it's summertime now in Germany, guys. I might have to leave before it's my next turn.
That's
Unless
fine.
you can clear up lots of people so they don't clog up the initiative.
Is
I mean,
Yeah,
seems
I was gonna
difficult.
turn undead, get these guys scattered.
I'm assuming most of the like revenant white banshee ghosts are after me though, right? So it's not like they're
Generally, they do attack the nearby, but their goal is to kill you. You're the goal. So it's like if everybody else ran but you, they wouldn't chase after them. Is a good question.
Good to know.
and I would not leave too. Okay, so it's good.
Okay. Bottle of the Saiga casts light on. Let me see.
Ooh, I know what that does. That's not good. I have that spell.
Oh no. Oh god.
That's not good.
Oh god.
So you need to make a con save.
Okay.
don't know quite what happened there. Hello? Can everyone else still talk? Why can't I hear anyone? I don't understand what's happening. No, that's still not fixed it. Well, this is super annoying. I don't understand.